Yellow. What it do, chat? How's it going? Happy Labor Day, everybody. All right. What up, dudes? What it do, y'all? Chat, tap the screen. Let's get some likes on the screen. Let's get some people in here. Let's get some debates going. I've got 1 hour until I can switch over to my main account, and we can do some debates there if we have to. So we'll do 1 hour. You turn 50 tomorrow? Happy birthday, Kenneth. Happy 50th. What's up, Lauren? Hello, Lisa. Thank you guys for the follow. Thank you, y'all. I don't know if anybody noticed, but we got some new lights. And they're pretty sick. They're actually old lights. I've had them laying around, and I finally got around to putting them up. Because they bump. Because I don't want to bend it at all. Celebrating in Minnesota on vacation. Nice. Guys, how we doing? Chat, tap the screen. Do we have any Trump supporters that want to debate? If you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box and tell me why you like Trump. What up, 50? Didn't vote, don't care. It's quite the privilege to take. I'm so sick right now. I'm happy to see you live. Damn, Haley, I'm sorry to hear that. What's up, Anita? President Trump's strategy to deploy troops to patrol city streets may be effective short term, but experts say long term, not going to do much. What do y'all think about that? That makes total sense to me. So if Trump's got the military there right now and it may reduce crime or whatever, the second he pulls military troops from DC, isn't it just going to go back to the way it was? That's what I would think, right? Without actual reform, you're not doing anything. Are they going to be there forever? They're just walking around like stormtroopers? Yeah, that's what I hear. They're picking up trash. They're not even trained to be law enforcement, right? They don't even have the equipment to run background checks, do they? They're stealing the jobs of people who pick up trash. What do y'all think that's doing to our minimum wage, chat? It's ruining everything. Right now, they're law enforcement. I love that. Guys, share the stream and don't forget to follow. This is my alt account if you haven't followed this one yet. Law enforcement hasn't given me too. What up, Sam? What's up, y'all? Guys, if you're MAGA and you just really hate friendly people who have a different perspective, sure, go ahead and block it. If you need a safe space on TikTok, block all political opposition. That should help you sleep at night. Grifting on a holiday. You think Trump's website's asking for donations today? Poor Trump, that billionaire. Typical Marxist with no usable skills. Guys, do you have anything you want to talk about with politics? Instead of attacking my character. He's not dead. He's not dead. He wants MAGA to buy his way into heaven. He's been talking a lot, really doom and gloom lately, hasn't he? I can see why the allegations have come out. There we go. What's the purpose of camos in a concrete city? Intimidation? I don't know. Is he close to it? Guys, I don't know. And Miss Cleo blocked my number. I've called her too many times. So I have no idea what's going to happen with Trump. Do y'all remember Miss Cleo? Yeah, I'm 37, so I guess I'm old. What flavor today? We're rocking tropical fruit. Guys, go ahead and tap the screen. Let's get to 10K. What are y'all doing? Y'all are selfish, especially y'all who hate watch me. James, talking to you. You need to tap. You need to tap. If you want one of your buddies to come in here and make me look like a fool, you gotta help send this out to the For You page. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Listen, those of you who come in here and make wisecracks about how I need to get a job, look at my new lights. All right? Can you still say that now that I have awesome lights? That's what I thought. Checkmate. Checkmate. Correct. Correct, Haley. They are pretty sick. They are. Guys, how have debates been today? Chat's frozen on YouTube. Sorry, y'all. 1 sec. Slow debate day. Was it for everybody? Dean and Parkers were out there. I don't watch other debates, just pickles. Carla, I love you for that. MAGA's hiding. It could be that. Could be that. I hear they consider me the final boss. Nah, it's definitely not me. I think Dean, who's the final boss in this app? It's like Dean, maybe Tommy. Maybe RTP. It's Dean's birthday? Dean turned 21? Good for Dean. Good for Dean. I hope he gets hammered. I hope he gets wasted. Yeah, the drinking age 21 here. Drunken Dean debates would be fun. I agree. Maybe. Where's MAGA? I don't know. Do we need to... I know what we need to do. I know what we need to do. Why isn't it connecting? There we go. There we go. All right, y'all. We need to put out the Cheeto bat signal. That's what we need. That's a bad Cheeto puff. Oh man, that's a potato. They don't respond to the bad ones. There you go. MAGA, the Cheeto bat signal's out. We're looking for debates. If you're a Trump supporter and you like Cheetos, hop in the box. No glasses today. Let me get on in there. There we go. We got a few in here. Santana, what's up, bub? Bub, Santana. Do you want to be part of my crew? I get my account back in 45 minutes. You can join my crew. Fuck yeah, Santana. Dude, look at these people screaming in my comments. We're out here having a good old time. If Dems keep playing victim mentality, you're gonna lose in 2028. We're out here having fun, trying to debate. Get over yourselves. Someone says, wanna be Dean. Guys, Dean is not the only person who does live debates on the internet. You gotta get out there. You gotta open up the YouTubes. He's a different flavor of debate. I agree. He's a great debater. He's a wannabe Erica. Damn, Santana. Good Lord. What can we do? What does it feel to be a communist wearing a Democrat costume? You guys are clowns. I beg you guys to define communism, and you guys never can. All of us are communists. None of us take you serious when you say that. Firing Lisa Cook. Major testify how far the high court's willing to go. You're not a communist if you support the Dems. Yeah, correct. Why aren't Dems radically anti-fascist? I guess we're more pragmatically anti-fascist.
Hey.
What's
I
up?
wanted to get, well, I got kicked off a MAGA panel the other day. I made him upset. Just, look, I
They
guess
need
I
their
just shouldn't
safe
have called him.
space. You know that. Why would you do
I know,
that?
I said he was emotional, and I don't think that went well. But I wanted to give you a little bit of insider information because I know that most people are not going to make this connection, but I know weird facts. So, do you know who Jim O'Neill is, who's just been put in as the new director of the CDC?
Oh, because the other one quit.
Well, she was forced out.
Oh, uh, no, I don't. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, no shock to anybody's surprise. He has zero medical training, doesn't know anything about the healthcare system. He's a basic bureaucrat that's going to be a puppet for RFK Jr. But there is one thing that he tried to campaign for or was really talking about in 2014, which was to get rid of the FDA's protocols for proving that medicine is safe and effective. He said that instead we should just be able to give it to the American people and then also run the trials at the same time to prove it's safe and effective. Sounds great. Sounds like it couldn't possibly go wrong.
Watch them fight for that too now, even after
Yeah.
COVID. Watch them do that.
Well, they will. And so it's a 60-year precedent. And I wanted to give you this info because a lot of people don't know about this. So, about 60 years ago, under JFK's presidency, there was an instance with a medicine called thalidomide. Most people don't know what this is, but it was horrible for babies. So they gave it to pregnant women because they had nausea. It helped with nausea. It helped with sore. Basically, it had multiple different reasons to take it. Yeah, Lauren put the spelling of it right here. It wasn't tested and put through protocols well enough, and so about 40% of the babies born where their mothers had taken this did not make it, and the ones that did make it were born with severe and horrible life-altering deformities. It's horrible. It happened in the UK, Germany, Italy, all over the place. You're probably wondering, well, wait, why haven't I heard about this in America? Well, due to one woman working at the FDA that said this medication has not been tested enough. I'm not going to give it the okay. It is not going to be FDA approved. And in America, only 17 children, I believe, ended up actually being directly affected by this medication because it was not FDA approved. She was actually awarded the Citizen Medal that presidents give out for her action because she saved so many people, so many children's lives. And
Wow.
I just wanted to give you an insight into that because if they do start pushing for the FDA to get rid of this, we're going to see worse than that. Because these protocols are so important and it's what kept that from happening to our country too. I mean, they don't really they don't give a shit about the kids, but I mean, I do. Yeah. So I just thought I'd give you a little bit of info on that because just another bureaucratic
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe that RFK Jr. people out there are still like, he's awesome. Are they not keeping up with this stuff? Didn't he release a bunch of a bunch of claims that were really poorly cited, and the whole internet went after him about it like just a few weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. He's also said continuously, well, he said under oath in Congress that don't take medical advice from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that.
Yep. So
Cool.
I just thought I would give you that information. And oh, and then I'm sure you know about the 600 children were that Trump tried to deport in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and they were stopped by a judge.
Yeah, just really like all the legal
A
activity that's
radical,
being.
a
Yeah.
radical leftist judge. Someone
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
come on, guys.
Yeah, I just love
Someone
that
save
they're
us from those 600 children. Lord Jesus,
all
please help Trump. Give him the power to send these poor children away from us.
all unaccompanied, by the way. Just not a single adult with them, just all unaccompanied. Anyway, I'm gonna hop down. Hopefully, you'll get someone in here, but I just wanted to tell you about Jim O'Neill because that's a problem that will eventually bite us in the ass. So,
Fine.
love you. Hope you get some ops. I'm not down.
Smoochies. Thank you. Where'd you go, Gio? Hello.
Yeah.
What's up, Gio? What do you think about RFK?
I support RFK Jr.
Really?
Yeah,
What about him?
absolutely. Yeah, so this is all my personal opinion. He has a lot of, I was listening to him. I think he was in an interview with maybe approximately a year ago or so, where he was talking. I think he was talking to being interviewed by Ben Shapiro, and just so many of the things he said, I agree with.
That's
I
it.
never got
Like,
this.
even though
I
he's
never
got
got.
some really bad stuff going on with bad claims, even like recently.
Well, I never got the C-19 vax, despite the totalitarianism of the left in 2021.
Bro, okay, that's unrelated, right? Like I know
No, it
this is
isn't.
maybe this is retaliatory. Like you want somebody to hijack the system and like do something to make you feel safe, but he is demonstrably doing things that are like unscientific and making people who have helped this country in the CDC, like the head of the CDC, like she was just talking about. These people are actual doctors, and they're being pushed out by radical people like former heroin addicts who have kooky versions of science and conspiracies that certain vaccines targeted, or the COVID virus targeted certain races and certain ethno-religions. You
I mean,
still
you
think he's the
gotta.
guy who needs to be in control of our CDC? And
Okay, the so-called experts fucked up C-19 so bad, right? And I can give you
how's that?
several examples on that.
Okay.
How much stuff they got wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, how
So
about
all
masks?
experts are wrong, according to. Go
Oh,
ahead and give me these examples.
okay. How about what? How about masks?
About what?
Masks, right?
Masks.
So, yeah.
Okay, do you have a
Okay.
study that shows that we finally figured out masks are bad?
Well, just here, hang on a sec, right? Like in early March of, look, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving any medical advice, but in early March of 2020, okay, I actually wore a mask, and I was laughed at, mocked, and thrown out of my job. Okay, now approximately 2 months later, they were forcing people to wear masks. Now, what I thought was, it was kind of hard for me to breathe. So I just thought if somebody wanted to wear a mask or not, that's their right. Okay, but the experts did a complete 180 on it, right?
No.
So that's the first example.
No experts did a 180 on this. So the thing is, any sort of
Agency
mask is
split.
helpful. The N95 mask was the most effective, and it had pores in it that were they measure these by nanometers, and the virus was too big to go through the holes in that mask. So the N95 masks were indeed effective, and these are worn by people performing surgery all day, every day, so that they don't, contaminate their people that they're operating on. So they absolutely do work. I don't know where you figured they don't now.
No, you're missing where I wore a mask in early March of 2020. Did you not hear me say that?
And you said you found some new information now, and you just think masks don't work.
No, I kind of got tired of wearing it. I actually wore a mask up until like 2022. Like I wore it for a while, And I even started there was some kind
And
of strain,
so
there was
so
kind of
you're
even
so
a
you,
few
what
months
is your
ago I
stance
wore it.
on masks now? You're bending both ways here.
No, I'm not. It was my mask. My stance is the same then as it is now. People should wear a mask if they want to.
And what's your like? I don't see how that's very. I don't think that's very controversial.
It was back in 2020 and 2021.
You're killing people, yeah. Like if you're going around
Hey,
breathing like on people, and you might be infected, and you don't know if you're infected, which is the case a lot of the time, because a lot of people were asymptomatic, and a lot of people this only killed like 0.1% of people, but that ended up being a million and like 1.2 million people, so it was very contagious. It was very pathogenic. So
did you
the
not?
mask was very helpful, and a lot of people didn't even
I
catch the cold in these years because they were
listen.
masking up.
Did you not hear or understand what I said to you? I wore a mask in early March of 2020, and I was laughed at, mocked, and thrown out of
Yeah,
my
and not by
job.
your side, right? Not by us.
What?
We don't laugh at people that
At
mask
the
up. Y'all called
time,
them
at the time,
diapers.
look, at the time, the health the experts, the health agencies were recommending not to mask, and then a couple months later they
Nobody
did a complete
recommended
180.
not to
They
mask.
did a complete. Oh, go back and look at this.
Okay, where?
Go back, look at the Surgeon General, and here, put it in right now if you want. Look it up right now. The Surgeon General in like early March or late February of 2020, Jerome Adams. Don't you remember he did like a tweet on it, or an X post? It might have been a tweet at the time. It probably was actually. You don't remember they flipped on masks, or really?
Like so I don't just listen to one or two people and get really excited when they contradict each other. I just look at the science, right? So like
Okay,
if
this is the
if you want
Surgeon
to
General.
politicize Fauci or the Surgeon General, I can just think critically. I'm like, dang, do
Fauci.
masks work? And then I Google it, and I looked at some scientific studies. I looked at some countries that are doing this. I look at social studies like Sweden and Germany and other Asian countries that have been masking for years because they had other pandemics that we didn't experience, and they've been doing this for decades, and they've all
Yeah,
agreed that masks work. And for y'all to get so like confused and
dude.
upset because one or two people may conflict like on what they're saying, or you can like creatively edit how they said it and get really upset, but I think masks worked, and the vehemently on the right, y'all didn't.
I'm telling you how I wore one before, like when it wasn't cool to do it. Like I wore one
And
early
then you're
on in
upset
early
because
March.
some dude somewhere said it's a bad idea.
Huh?
And then you're upset because some dude somewhere said it was a bad idea, and then your side
Oh,
took that and ran and made fun of you.
okay. You're not under. I guess maybe you're not understanding what I'm trying to tell you. I wore a mask to my job in early March of 2020 when no one was wearing them,
Okay. And
and I was laughed at, mocked, and
by
thrown
who?
out of
By
my
people on
job
your side.
because no, by my company, because at the time the health experts were saying not to mask, and then a couple months later they flipped. Do you not remember this?
No, I'm looking at it right now. So, he said during the very early stages of the pandemic, driven largely by concerns around supply shortages involving knowledge. So, the supply shortage, they were trying to get these things to medical facilities first and then to the public. So, they were saying don't go out
Okay.
and buy all the masks. They weren't saying don't mask up.
Okay. Look, if that were true, which I what I think is, why not just recommend, hey, wear a t-shirt, wear a pillowcase, wear a bandana, wear two or three of them, right? Why not do something?
They said that. They said where like
Did you
anything is helpful,
did you
but
look
an
up?
N95 is better.
Well, I agree with you. N95 is better. I agree with that. But did you look up Jerome Adams in like late
So you,
February, early
I
March?
don't get all of my medical advice from one person, and I don't get upset when that one person's wrong.
Okay, this
Especially
is the
if this
Surgeon
is your
General.
standard. If this
At
is
the
your
time,
standard, you would look at RFK Jr.'s insane fucking claims around thimerosal and all these other things that he says causes autism in vaccines. These are outrageous, and despite the science at the time, despite the data at the time, and all of his peers telling him not to publish these studies, he did it anyway, and he got huge backlash. You don't give a fuck about that, but Jerome Powell telling you guys to chill out with masks so that the medical
Jerome
facilities can get
Adams.
them. Jerome
Adams.
Allen, I'm sorry, Jerome Adams. That's not something that's going to make me disbelieve the CDC and everything they do and put some whack job in there.
Look. My original claim was that the so-called experts really fucked this up, and Mass was the first example. Okay, and how about And look, I don't want to get your show taken down here. So tell me, I don't want to say anything. But how about the origins of C19?
Okay, if you want to get weird and
fuck that.
conspiratorial and say things that we don't know, then go for it. But the dead end stops at China not allowing us to investigate it, right? So if we did something, we were responsible for a world virus, a pandemic that killed millions, would we let some other random fuckface country come and investigate us? No.
Anybody, like, I believed that it was a lab origin, but back then when I said that, I was called a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings.
But
I don't know what to do about that.
Just telling you where they flipped or got it wrong or were so insistent that they were right. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Well, Trump was calling it the China virus, and then we saw a spike in like Asian hate crimes, serious spike in that. That's why we were saying you guys need to chill the fuck out before we know more. Everything else is conspiratorial. It could have come from a wet market in China. Those are the two options. Somebody could have eaten a bat or some sort of weird meat that had this contagion, and then there you go. Or we were doing some sort of lab leaked it. But either way, I don't care to dwell on those things. More or less, I care to dwell on how to save lives considering it happened. And I think that taking the schmaxine and using a face mask and social distancing, it's literally like brain dead common sense.
Okay, were you for the lockdowns?
Yes.
Were you for the protests in the summer of 2020?
No, I didn't go.
You were not for the protests in the summer of 2020.
The
BLM protests?
I'm for the movement, but no, I don't think it's a good idea to go out and be a super spreader event. No.
Hey, look, I agree with you, and that's one of the reasons I despise the left is because the left. I'm not saying you because you're telling me it's not you, but a lot of people on the left who were saying to lock down flipped and did a 180 and encouraged protesting, allowed chaos and riots. You would agree with that, right?
Yeah, Trump was holding political rallies. He was gathering people for friendly things. And then you guys were perpetuating very strange conspiracies. I had family members taking fucking anti-parasitic medicine. I had people not getting. I had a family member that needed a kidney transplant, and he was so scared because of all of this misinformation on the right that he wasn't eligible to get one until he took the schmaxine, and he was terrified to do it. He was terrified. Still has no reason to be terrified, and will probably die because of that.
Okay, how did you get? How many vaccines did you get? 3 or 4?
3.
Okay, I got 0.
Okay.
But here's another. Go ahead.
Yeah, the vaccine left my body in 2 weeks. The long-lasting effects would be up to 6 months. I did contract COVID, and it was like a 2-day thing. I laid on my couch. I didn't have to go to the hospital, which was the best thing ever. I didn't have to be put on a ventilator, or I don't have long COVID. I didn't get myocarditis. I didn't have any of those things because I believed in science.
Okay, I don't know if you heard me because I was lagging. I had 0 vaccines. I got 0 vaccines.
Okay, that's not science. That's anecdotal.
Okay, okay, I'm into alternative medicine, but I like to think of myself as an autodidactic shaman. But the vax never stopped transmission, right?
So
right.
I don't know the exact specifics of what to say. I think technically, yes, it does.
The answer is no.
I think technically, if you have it, your body will fight the virus faster, and the time in which you would be transmitting this virus would be shorter. So I think it does effectively stop transmission. It doesn't stop at 100%. Nobody guaranteed that. For people who don't know anything about vaccines, and they're like, oh my God, did you know that you could still get the virus if you got the vaccine? Yeah, there's a lot of vaccines that happen like this. The only thing guaranteed from this vaccine was an immune response, and it's 100% effective in that aspect. 100%. You are 100% guaranteed an immune response to the COVID-19 virus.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe. So you think that young and healthy people needed it?
They recently came out with a study that says that
mandates.
There was recently a study that said that maybe they didn't need it, but it's not harmful, right? Like the chances of myocarditis were still less than that of what the virus would give you, and still that's only like an inflammation of the heart. We didn't see very many
I disagree with
long-term
that.
effects of these things. We saw more so long-term effects from long COVID. That's much worse. People just had trouble breathing for the rest of their lives now because they didn't believe in this. Because they were so scared because of these whole things where you guys are playing around with the ages and the safety. Nobody besides like 6 people, I believe, have been proven to actually have died from this, from the vaccine. 6.
I think you're really wrong on that one.
Yeah, if you're going to cite VAERS, you're going to cite a self-reporting system, and like say if you got the vaccine and then you died in a car accident, you could report it to VAERS, and there's nothing stopping you. And there was about like there was like above 5,000 of those, like 2 years into COVID. Not enough for anybody to be worried because there were millions and millions, and I think billions of people who got vaccinated.
Okay, I think those vaxes are extremely dangerous.
What proof of do you have of that?
Okay, there's a couple of there's a Canadian oncologist by the name of William Macus, and there's a British oncologist by the name of, I might be mispronouncing his name, Angus Danglenesh, and they talk about dangers of this C19 vax.
The mRNA, all of them.
Yes.
Even the
C19.
ones that weren't mRNA.
More the RNA, mRNA.
They even said that mRNA vaccines are a form of gene therapy. This Danglash guy, this is a mischaracterization. Genetic therapies permanently alter a person's DNA to treat a disease, while mRNA vaccines work temporarily. Instructions to a cell to produce a protein that triggers the immune response. This guy's a quack, so you shouldn't be reading this guy.
Okay, so you just think he's not credible. Okay.
Not at all, considering this quote I just read. No.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a really weird one. So this is where you're going to really think I'm crazy, but I believe this. I actually think, even though I never got the C19 vax, me just being around people who have been recently vaxxed is actually a danger to my health. Because I think the recently vaxxed, they're transmitting something.
I would
Are
say
you
that
just
you're
joking?
Yeah, I would say the anti-intellectualism in the room is dangerous to me right now. Sir, do you even know what gene therapy is?
Do I know what gene therapy is?
Yeah, tell me what it is.
It's trying to these are experimental gene therapies, not
No,
vaccines.
they're
That told
not.
me nothing.
These
That
are
told me
not gene
absolutely
therapies.
nothing. Yeah, tell me what a gene therapy is, please. Don't tell me what you think. Don't use it again. Tell me what it is.
Yeah, so the mRNA in the case of the C19 vax would turn the body into a spike protein factory.
Absolutely not. It can't go backwards. So once again, I'm going to ask you. Tell me what gene therapy is.
Oh, I just told you what it
You
does.
didn't. You
what
didn't
the
tell me
vax
anything. So
does.
mRNA cannot enter the nucleus, so it can't do anything to your already structured
But
DNA.
it
Would
causes
you
the
like to try
body.
again?
It causes the body to create spike protein, or is that no wrong?
It helps the body create
That's what I said,
antibodies.
yeah.
Hold on, antibodies to help fight off the virus when gotten it. That's still not telling me what gene therapy is.
It turns the body into a spike protein factory.
So once again, you know what? I'm just gonna help you out, buddy, because I just think you're having a bit of trouble. So gene therapy is where you actually go in and you alter the DNA.
Gene.
Yeah, mRNA is not doing that. It can't enter the nucleus. It's not entering the nucleus. Your DNA has not been changed. By the way, gene therapy has been mostly done in the womb and on cells that are not people yet. We just got to that point where we were able to do the first successful gene therapy on a child that had a harmful mutation they were born with. Do you understand that an oncologist who works in cancer saying that gene therapy is happening needs to lose his medical license and go to the fucking woods because he knows nothing?
Oh, here's another one. Did the vax stay in the arm, in the shoulder?
It doesn't stay in your body. It's 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
Wait, say again?
It stays in your body for 2
It leaves
weeks.
your body after 2 weeks.
It doesn't just
No, it
sit in your
doesn't.
shoulder.
It is for 6 months or longer.
No, the
No,
longest,
no.
the longest tracked known symptom to any vaccine out there would be 6 months. Would be 6 months later, and we didn't see anything 6 months later.
Okay, so all this talk of turbo cancers and all these things, you think this is just
Turbo
conspiracy
cancer
theory?
is not a
Yes.
thing.
Conspiracy theory.
Yes,
And
if
I'm
you're
a-
into
and I'm a
alternative
Catholic,
medicines, that already tells me all I need to know. You just believe in things that aren't scientifically proven it or have been proven to not scientifically work. You just have superstitious beliefs around them.
Didn't we just go through the 180 on mass, the
So
origin
I
of
actually
the
looked,
virus,
I looked that up.
whether
I looked it up. I'm gonna help you out here, Paranoid. Jerome Adams said in the very, very, very beginning, very beginning, that he wasn't recommending masks at that time. But I know this is where you're gonna interrupt me. He switched immediately once it was okay that we had enough masks because PPE was no longer in threat of running out for doctors and nurses. You know, the people who needed it the most because they were keeping people's families alive. Those people, yeah. You know, fun fact also, Trump sold off our PPE that Bush had saved because Bush knew that we were headed towards a pandemic at some point. But y'all don't like to talk about that, do you?
what was the date of that, or was that late February of 2020? Is that right?
It was
March?
either in January or February when Jerome Adams switched, and then the rest of the fucking time said wear masks.
Okay, so you're saying that they were intentionally lying to us to help our healthcare workers?
No, I don't think you
They
know.
told you to pump not to go out and buy up all the masks.
Yeah.
Okay, but they also said,
supply.
well, wait. They did say that it did not stop transmission, right?
It lowers transmission. You don't understand the difference between slow of transmission, lower transmission,
Talking to you
and
about
stop.
what the experts said early.
You haven't quoted a single expert to me.
Like it's
Told you,
still
Jerome Adams,
the only thing I can get out of
CDC.
anybody on your side is how they feel duped about what a couple people said, and all you have to do is just like look at the science. All you have to do is just look at it. Just look at the science. It's not hard.
Let me just ask AR this, right? Which if they're coming out now and saying, well, oh yeah, we just said that because we were trying to help our healthcare workers, I don't fucking believe that. I just think
they said it at the time because you probably weren't fucking paying attention. I worked through it. I worked through the. No, you're stupid. I worked during the pandemic. They said in the very beginning to not go out and to buy up all the PPE. They said this in the very fucking beginning. Just because you weren't paying attention doesn't mean that others didn't. And if you want to know why I'm passionate about this, I lost friends to this condition, and you were up here being an absolute ass and a prick. You don't know what you're talking about. And quite frankly, you probably were a silent transmitter. You silently carried that fucking virus. You had no symptoms, and you gave it to others. You are a danger to the fucking people of this country, and I'm sick of it.
You know.
What the fuck do I know? I have a science degree, you dipshit.
Oh, do you now? Oh yeah. So how? Oh, okay. Yeah. How was there any early treatment for C-19, or what was your recommendation? Come back.
Early? I'm not a doctor.
Hmm?
I said I have a science degree. I didn't say I was a doctor. Big fucking difference, man.
So usually what you would do is you just go ask your doctor what they think you should do instead of be conspiratorial. Like I had family members that took no doctor's advice. They took social media's advice.
Fucking wrong.
Nobody got it wrong. You believe in alternative medicine. You have no authority and tell people what medicine to take.
Okay. Listen, I said this earlier. I'm into alternative medicine, but here was the recommendation, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice, but here was the recommendation of the mainstream medical establishment was that there was nothing to be done, and people should go to the hospital when they can't breathe. It was a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, because we didn't have a treatment. I don't understand how y'all are this dumb. It is so frustrating. Really, what were the treatments then? Was it ivermectin because it cleared your intestines of worms?
Hydrochloroquine?
Newsflash, that doesn't treat a virus.
I don't
Ivermectin treats parasites. That's not a virus.
You want me to tell you how I treated it? I can, but there are
Sure, I'd love to know how you shit out worms and felt better.
I don't take prescriptions, okay?
I didn't say you did.
Listen, whatever you're about to tell me, if it can't be repeated in a scientific process, I don't care. I don't care. The other day, I looked at the sun for 10 minutes and it cured, and then I licked someone's asshole, and I didn't have a cold anymore. Does that mean that works for everybody? No.
There were several doctors at the time saying this could be effectively treated early, and I can tell you who those doctors were. What, are you going to tell me they're all quacks?
What was their treatment?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you the doctors first.
I want to know the treatment.
Okay, there's several dimensions to it. The first dimension would be to stop viral replication, right?
How do you
Also,
do that?
well, the way I did it was with zinc.
With zinc, that's phenomenal. No one uses zinc to stop viral replication. So if you'd love to show me some studies
You
on
need
that,
a,
that'd be
you
great.
need a, you need a. What the way I look? This is how I just treat myself personally. I
That's
used
cool. I love for you to tell
a
me all
zinc
about your alternative
ionosphere,
medicine.
a zinc ionosphere. Like I said, I like to think of myself as an
So,
autodidactic
so if
shaman.
other people took, so paranoid, if other people took zinc and it unalived them, are you just saying they did it wrong?
I'm just telling you the way I treated it personally for
I
myself.
don't think you treated anything. Did you? How
Yeah, I
did you know
do.
you had it?
Well, I just assumed any symptom I had was that.
Oh,
So
exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You didn't know if you even had it. So how do you know if you're even treating it correctly?
well, I can tell you the doctors who were treating it and how. I mean, I can.
Yeah,
It's.
those doctors, patients were not surviving.
Oh, are they all quacks?
I didn't
So
say
you
that.
know what? I will give it to you. Zinc does have some. It does have some properties in it, some antiviral properties,
Yeah, you need a.
and it can inhibit the replication of viruses. That's probably absolutely correct. But I don't think this is enough to fight off COVID.
It's not.
Evidence
I
is weak.
had
No
a. I
strong proof
used
zinc
a.
prevents or cures flu or COVID-19, but deficiency in zinc is linked to worse outcomes. So it's nice to take some zinc, but it's not going to cure anything.
Well,
Hmm.
I used a zinc ionosphere. There's a zinc. It's like a zinc booster. So that was green tea and quercetin, right? And also too, there's an aspect of anti-inflammatories and anticoagulants, also antihistamines and antioxidants.
Yeah, you took a Benadryl and you slept it
So
off.
that
Yeah, we know.
no, I used turmeric and ginger and black pepper.
Hmm.
Dude, I take those every day as a supplement.
Uh,
That doesn't.
I just would like to point out that when people used alternative medicine back in the
but
day, most didn't survive. I don't know why y'all want to go back to that, but most people did not survive.
Yeah, the evidence just shows that like medicine is more effective, like with science.
And medicine within itself comes
okay,
from our origins of understanding medicine, like your using of zinc. It is making it
here,
better and
give
more
me one.
effective.
Is he friends with Aaron Rodgers?
I just tell you to look at. Can you hear me? Okay. I would just say look at Dr. Paul Merrick, Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Shingara Chetty, um,
I just.
Dr. Pierre Corey,
Dude. All right, let's go.
Dr. Zev Zelenko.
Let's go through each one of these.
Are you just think they're all quacks?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's go through. Name one.
Dr. Paul Merrick.
What about does anybody remember the doctor that came out that said people should use demon semen? Does anybody remember her?
And I'm just AR.
Yeah, he believed in
efficacy.
ivermectin. The FDA had a lot more money than this guy, and the CDC, they all determined that the ivermectin was not effective for the COVID-19. So this guy was just selling YouTube views.
Okay. It's like I said. It's a multi-dimensional treatment.
Mhm. Who else? We just whenever Paul Adams.
I only exist in this
Dr.
dimension.
Zev, the late great Dr. Zev Zelenko. Dr. Shingara Chetty.
It's like Zev Zelenko
Dr. Peter McCullough. Dr. Ryan
promoted
Cole.
unfounded COVID claims. He died. Uh,
Wait, did he unalive from COVID?
let's see. It's a paywall.
No, I believe he had terminal cancer, I believe.
Why didn't alternative medicine help him?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a great question, though, right? Surely, alternative medicine should have saved his life.
He embraced hydroxychloroquine.
Seems like someone said cured by zinc. Zinc could have saved his life.
But he had some other ailment.
Yeah, called cancer. Yeah.
The first article that comes up is that he's a spoof doctor. So what's the next one?
Dr. Ryan Cole.
COLE.
Yeah.
Board restricts doctor's license over COVID misinformation. Dr. Ryan Cole.
Oh, that's proof, right?
Proof of
Yep.
what?
God damn, you guys are on a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have like maybe a handful of these quacks, and then we have like 99% of the scientific community who's not crazy. They all believe in our side.
Okay. Well, let me get back to the question of the mask real quick. If what they believe, again, I don't believe what they were saying, but even if I did, why not recommend wearing a pillowcase, a t-shirt, a bandana, or maybe multiple layers of them? The earlier strains,
Let me ask you
strains
something.
of COVID
Do-
were less
do-
less contagious.
Do you
That's not true.
what?
Yes,
do
it
you,
is.
do you cover your mouth when you sneeze?
Sure.
Why do you do that?
I don't want to infect anyone. It's polite. It's courtesy.
What do you think your hand is going to do?
Block it.
Crazy. So when we sneeze, when someone sneezes, you sneeze for an average of like 14 feet. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's inches. 14 feet. But if you wear like a diaper around your face or a sock, it's proven that it could go only up to about 6 feet. And that's where they got that. 6 feet social distancing. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was
You know
your
what's
dirty cum sock or whatever you did, you're helping someone out.
Yeah, like
I
I
was
told
literally using a bandana when I was working because we didn't have access to masks at the time.
Yeah, so why didn't the Surgeon General and Fauci tell everyone to do that?
They did.
No, they didn't.
Show me.
They said masks weren't effective.
No, they didn't. I swear to God,
Oh man,
you have
here,
to
let
be
me-
the
let me-
most
all right,
inept
this-
person
this
to
is
ever use
pissing
the
me off
goddamn
here.
internet.
Okay, I gotta look this up. This is pissing me off. Just a minute.
Yeah, no, go ahead, look it up. Please, please, please look it up. Yeah,
Chat.
here's the tweet he pointed out, by the way, just so we know. He said on February 29th of 2020, stop buying masks. They are not effective in preventing general public from catching, but if healthcare providers can't get them to care for sick patients, it puts them and our communities at risk. Almost like we've all been saying.
Meaning he advocated for masks, never said that they didn't work, and it explicitly said we need them for medical purposes. Do you know that Republicans died at a 15% higher rate than Democrats from COVID?
It was bad here in Texas. He even actually explained it more. He said, I was saying that then because of everything we knew about the virus before that point told us that people were not likely to spread when they were asymptomatic because we didn't know at the time that asymptomatic people were spreading it. So the science at the time suggested that there was not a high degree of asymptomatic spread. Since we learned more and realized that that was a huge issue, that's when he was like, no, wear whatever you can on your face. Because how dare scientists not know everything about a brand new virus 3 months in?
There are cultures where they just wear masks all the time. I wore a mask in the car sometimes by myself, and I'm sure people made fun of me, but it's because I fucking forgot I had it on. It was that small of a deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a sweet like Nike Under Armour one. It was sick, dude.
I gave him the answer. I don't know why he's still searching.
Mine had flames. Hell yeah.
Oh no, he's gone.
The only other time I wore a mask was when I was Ted Cruz for Halloween. I was Cancun Cruz, and I wore a Texas face mask and carried around luggage.
You really dressed up as Cancun Cruz?
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay. I'm sorry. Alright. I'm gonna hop down. Thank you for letting me come up. I get so sick and tired of it's one of that's literally why I joined debate talk was to talk about C19 because
You're
of
always
all
welcome to. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you as well. I'm gonna hop down.
All right. What's up, Davide? Where'd you go?
Why did you only get 3 boosters? You're supposed to have like 8 of them by now.
It was
Not supposed to stop.
Trisha, thank you for the kick. She said bye, David. When we were in the pandemic, I was getting boosted, and then I got a bivalent booster. That was my last booster that I got, and I actually went on a date. It was a double date. It was my girlfriend at the time and her good friend who literally worked for the government and was a virologist and was excited about this booster coming out, and she knew all about it, and I went and got it. It was the best thing ever. Hello? Nando?
Hey, Daddy, you remember?
Oh, Chad. Chad, I love you. Tap the screen, tap the screen. We got 4 minutes till I go to my main account. Do we go to my main account in 4 minutes? Shake these fap daddies? We're going good here. I mean, yeah. What's my main? My main is Pickles GGS. I missed you, Trish. Good to see you. I'm sorry I've been so AFK. I've been so AFK for the last few days. Hello?
Hi.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
What do you like about Trump?
Trump. No. Can I I want to make sure I heard you right real quick. Did you say you had a girlfriend, double date, virologist, other girl, government worker, excited about vaccines, so you got excited about the vaccine that the government virologist was excited about?
Yeah. And I went and got it.
That's a strange,
It was free. It was dope.
I mean, that's good that it's free. I mean, that's a little that's a strange story,
Yeah.
like a plot.
Yeah. It's like we all held hands and believed in science together, and we knew we were safe and free from any sort of weird MAGA, anti-science, anti-intellectual people. It was a bonding moment.
I mean, W. We love that for you.
Thank you.
Big supporter of that. I'm glad to hear that you had such a good experience with that.
Thank you.
So, what don't you like about Trump? He's a fascist.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think he's a fascist?
Do I think he's a fascist? No, but I think he's like an idiot. And he's not doing like that good of a job. You know what I mean? I think we can agree on that. Even though I voted for the...
I do think he is an idiot. And I think that he's so dumb that he does things that are immoral to get ahead. And he's been doing that his whole life.
I agree with that. I agree that he has been taken advantage of, more than likely, because I don't think anybody can be as stupid as him in the things that he's doing. So, W vote for me, I guess. W vaccine for you. W vote for me. L vote for me. W vaccine for you.
Well, thanks, man. Trey,
So,
thank you for the
yeah.
8 months of subscription. Listen, I'm gonna get on to a debate, but I appreciate you coming up, and I like your emoji.
Thank you so much. You have a good one.
You too. W sub, Trey, love you. Hello?
Remember when?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was an accident.
It's okay. Thank you for tapping.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
Love you back. That was nice. That was neat. She's super. Is Pickles behind me? No, she's. Yeah, she is. Hi, Pickles. She can't be bothered. Yellow?
Remember when our tips were touching? Remember?
School's almost back, right? They're almost back in school. Let's just go to the main. All right. Yeah. Let's do it before Cookie King mogs me. Chat, I'll see you in just a second. When I log into my main, tap the screen. Get in there and tap the freaking heck out of the screen. Let's go. I'll see y'all in just a minute. Love ya. YouTube, bear with me for a sec while I do this. Redesign. What's new? We got some stuff going on. Hold on, yo. Hold on. Hold on. Going all day. No. Test. What up? We're back on my main. This is my first live since being shenaniganed. What's up, Jason? I don't even know that song. I just have the commercial from that pop like 80s infomercial. Can we start a MAGA sermon? We can't. Do you guys want to join me? Would you guys like to join me in a MAGA sermon? Guys, tap the screen. We'll be doing a MAGA sermon. We'll do it at 20K. We'll do it at 20K. We would love to participate. Absolutely. What's up?
Hey, Pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the surface area of our lungs is roughly about the size of a tennis court?
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, Pickles.
Uh-huh.
What did the one salad say to the other when they were ready to leave the party?
What?
Let us leave.
Nice.
Now you can kick me.
Thank you. Guys, we're at 10K. Once we get to 20K, we'll be opening up to a sermon with our own private angels. And this sermon is going to go directly to Gavin Newsom himself. Specifically, the AI Gavin Newsom with huge junk and giant pecs and the biceps the size of bowling balls. We are going to be passing the basket around, y'all. If you would like to go ahead and tithe 10% of your income in the form of gifts, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. This is just to pay the private angel we have for this prayer coming up. And don't worry, it feels really good when you do it. Chat, pass the plate around. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, Gavin Newsom, I need you to give me the strength and the will to send these horrible, awful 600 Guatemalan children straight to hell. They need to get out of my country and stop taking our horrible resources, our rare and precious food stamps and resources. And please, Lord Jesus, just give me the strength to not give a flying fuck and to buy an $8 cup of coffee at Starbucks while others are getting their health care ripped away, and while I pay these tariffs that I don't think I'm paying. And please, Lord Jesus, help me find the strength to eventually unalive a baby dog for no reason, because I love Christy Nome and I just want her to notice me. And please, Lord baby Jesus, please help those native people change their minds so that Trump can build alligator Alcatraz to get all of these non-violent, non-criminal aliens locked in cages so that they can eat dog food and sleep on cots. And Lord Jesus, I love you each and every day more and more. And thank you. Amen. It's prayer time, chat. Wow. I just feel like his presence just washed over me. Amen.
Yo, yo.
What's up, David?
Can we talk about abortion?
Yes, but David, have you accepted Lord Jesus into your heart? Has he come deep inside of you?
I would say I'm thinking of like becoming Christian, thinking.
Have
It's like
have
a
you
process.
do you have any idea what it's like to have the strength to beat off your enemies and have Jesus come deep inside of you?
Deep inside, what do you mean by that?
In here.
So wait, so like Jesus is
In your
like
guts.
Jesus is inside my guts.
Yeah.
I I'm pretty sure that's not true, but I
You're
there's
you're a non-believer?
I'm pretty sure like if we're talking I would say like spiritually yes, but like actually not. No.
What is that fapping sound, bro?
What?
Nothing. It must have been a Bible. Or you just slap around a Bible?
Can we talk about like abortion or not? I mean, this is just
Sure.
getting out of hand. What's your ontological ethical claim to why you are pro-choice?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Artemis.
Hey. Hi, David. I'm gonna try to come into this really nice and relaxed because the last person I talked to had my blood boiling. So, you want to know why me and Pickles are pro-choice?
Yeah. Give me your ontological and ethical claim to why you are pro-choice.
So, this is a political space. This is not a Philbro space. Can you have a non-Philbro discussion?
How am I a Philbro? Can you like
You immediately said ontological.
how am I a Philbro? You are just putting names on me now. So
You came into a space and asked for my ontological framework.
yes.
Yeah, that's how Philbros work on the app.
So now you are making a completely subjective.
Do you think you could walk up to a random person? Do you think that 329 people have any idea what you're talking about when you say ontological?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
No, so I understand what you're asking for. You're just not going to like how I have this conversation with you because I'm not going to go into the philosophical discussion. I think what's really important is that we talk about the legality.
No.
You don't find that to be important.
Let's talk about the morality of it. No.
Do you think that morality has any way on any of the laws that are currently in place?
It does. Murder.
It does. Great. So you're making the claim it's going to be M word, which would be an unjustified unaliving. So,
when the U.S. first made murder illegal, they made it illegal because they thought that murder was morally bad. Yes.
okay, fantastic. But only until recently was having an abortion ever even thought of that way.
Okay. And they were wrong. So
all of America was wrong, including the Christians. They were bad.
Yes.
They were wrong too.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Why?
Let's
I don't
talk
know why you
about
would be
the
authority.
ontological. Let's talk about the ethics of it.
Okay, just real quickly, don't say the M word, please. If you can just say unalive or M word, just to keep Pickles live, safe and protected.
Because it seems like you're dodging right now.
I'm not. So actually, so here's the thing. If we want to go into the morality of it, my claim for being pro-choice is a hands-off position. It's passive, meaning you have to tell me why I think that we should have any change, any control over another individual's body.
You are dodging.
That's literally not me dodging. So pro-choice is a passive position. You have to convince me.
So you believe in bodily autonomy, yes?
No, bodily integrity specifically.
Bodily integrity.
Yeah, it's not bodily autonomy. It's a little different.
Can you ontologically what is bodily integrity?
So once again, mine is a passive position, meaning I don't care what people do with the integrity of their body. So that's my position. You have to tell me why you
Okay, so
believe that
question.
someone should.
Let me give you a hypothetical. Is it okay if somebody put child corn on their body?
That is wild, and that has nothing to do with bodily integrity.
No. Question.
No.
Is it okay if somebody put child corn
I said
on
no.
their body? Answer
David,
it.
I said no.
Why? You just said
That's not-
said that you don't care about what people do with their own bodies.
Yes,
So,
under bodily integrity. Are you listening, David?
so you wouldn't care if somebody put child corn
Oh, once you're not
on their
listening.
body.
It's okay. So David, I said under bodily integrity. You're getting hooked up on bodily autonomy. They're not the same thing.
Define bodily integrity. Define it.
Bod
Yeah.
with a D. Bodily.
Yeah. Bodily integrity. It's that you have the right for your body to remain intact.
The right for your body to remain intact.
Yes.
So wouldn't forcing somebody to like remove child porn on their body, wouldn't that be hurting their body?
Can we just prevent that on?
It would though.
If somebody was found to have it, I don't think we have any laws that require them to remove it.
We don't, but I would say morally that it would be wrong. But that's from a bodily autonomy
So you
argument.
think that
David.
legally we should be able to let people put child corn
No, David.
on their body?
David, I don't know what's happening here, and I'm sorry it's happening, but no one up here is making a bodily autonomy argument. I just don't think you understand
No.
what bodily integrity
If
is.
you force somebody to like remove child corn from
I wouldn't be for the forced removal of child porn. I wouldn't be for the forced removal. I would be for stopping tattoo artists from doing that. I think that the person who manufactures anything of that nature, I think should be persecuted, not the person that wears it. I think that that would prevent that problem altogether. And if some person like does that to themselves, what do you think they should do? What do you think they should do if in the case that somebody does have CP on themselves and they tattooed it on themselves? What do you think should happen to them?
The government should forcefully get it away.
Get it away? What does that entail?
They should remove the child corn from their ontological body, and then they should send
not what that
them.
word
In
means.
what way? How would they remove it?
Send them to prison.
How would they remove it?
They would pick up the tattoo laser, that thing.
So they would
Oh
do
my
like
God.
12 sessions of burning
And then
somebody?
they would trap them to a metal chair, and then they would hold them in place, and then they would completely remove it, and then they would send them to federal prison.
Can you name
David, do you
another
have any friends? I'm
developed
sorry, this is
country
just
that
wild.
does something like this?
Huh?
Can you name another developed country that does something like this?
They should. They should.
They should? Are you like automatically angry we don't have this insane like stance that you have?
Way more control.
That is
The
insane.
government should-
The government should have more control. You guys are no longer conservative, like small government conservatives?
No. What? No.
Oh. That was,
Just-
I get whiplash from y'all.
I'm just really concerned that your immediate like interaction with abortion is that you want to talk about.
It's
child-
a hypothetical to test.
Yeah, David,
your
I
logic.
know what a
It's a
hypothetical
hypothetical to
is.
test
You don't
your
have to get
ontological
emotional,
logic.
David.
That's the
David,
thing.
David,
It's a
you don't have to get
hypothetical.
emotional. Yeah, David,
I'm
it's
not.
okay.
I'm not. It's
Yeah.
a hypothetical to test
Do
your
you think
ontological logic.
do you think perhaps you could talk about one that maybe isn't so graphic?
Yeah, like
So,
it's a
just
pretty
logic.
it's a pretty wild position to have that you think that the government should have the ability to force someone down and to cause harm to them, do a procedure on them. That's
You think
wild.
that we should not remove child corn from somebody's body.
Ew.
No, I don't.
What?
While I think it's horrible,
What?
I don't think that like you're ruining. You think that we should be able to like hit somebody with lasers
Yes.
for months at a time? Is there another instance where this is okay? Can
So
you
you
name
are
where like
okay
we've
with
crossed this
child
line
porn?
before? No,
So
I'm
you
not.
are okay with
You're
child
literally
porn?
saying I am with the rest of the world, and we're not for cruel and unusual punishment.
No.
It's in the Constitution.
It's a good punishment.
It's a cruel and
good
unusual
punishment.
punishment. That is a cruel and unusual punishment.
I don't care. They should forcefully.
There you go. All right. Well,
take
you're not a
it away.
patriot. You don't care about the Constitution.
Yeah.
You just want to make your own. You go do some country by yourself that has your type of
No.
weird rules. But
Yeah,
we have a
you also
Constitution.
wanna-
We're doing the whole American experiment right now. You guys go somewhere else and play if you guys don't like it.
You think that we should let people do these
Oh my
completely
God.
these completely bad things? What's
Where was
Check
it?
David's ontological hard
David,
drive.
you're just making arguments for things that no one is saying.
you seriously think that we should let people keep that?
You're
No.
not listening to what people are
What's
saying.
the alternative? You're thinking you're for cruel and unusual punishment, and we're the crazy ones?
Yes.
Okay.
You think that
You
we
can
should let
charge
people keep
them
that on
for
their
having
body?
it on their body. Like, you're not listening.
So
And
you
also,
want,
you didn't even want to talk about legality when
So you
when you
want the
came up here.
prisoners.
You wanted to talk about ontological arguments. So why are you talking about legally what
So
should
you-
be done to them?
so
That
you want
has
the
nothing to do
prisoners
with
to-
the morality of it.
so you want to put them in jail and let the prisoners see
David,
it's
can
a
you
child
listen
porn.
for 2 seconds, please? Why are
Okay,
you
this is-
making a legal argument when you
I'm not-
came
I'm
up
not-
here
I'm
and
not.
said you didn't? Okay, then do not talk about arresting people. Do not talk about the government.
no,
None
bro.
of that.
By you saying that you think that the federal government should not take off child
That's
porn,
legal. Why are we
you
talking
are
about
okay with it.
legal? Oh
You
my
are okay with
God.
it. You are
No.
okay with it.
What
Yes,
kind
you
of
are.
bad juju are you trying to put on us? We're just not
This
for
is-
cruel and unusual punishment. There's 1,000 ways to handle this without you forcing someone to holding them down and doing something against their will that causes pain. Like also that who would enforce this? We could much easily there's a much easier way to handle this without putting someone in this weird box where they're somehow weirdly for child corn because we're not for cruel and unusual punishment. That's weird. It's a weird
You are.
argument.
You are.
I mean,
No, we're
because
not.
it does
We're
make
just
sense that
the
David
rest
is
of the
for
world agrees with us. I don't care what you say. We could
I
literally just say
promise you they don't.
you're for holding someone down and burning them. I'm for just punishing them in other ways.
I never said burning them.
That's
I
what a
never
laser
said that.
does. It's a subdermal burn beneath your skin. I've had it done.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very painful.
Okay.
Okay, David, I don't think you've ever had a tattoo. Maybe you need to sit down.
Child porn picture. What? How is
Okay.
that?
David, I'm
How's that
seriously
more
believing
painful than
the
anything?
amount of times that you have said this that we need to check your hard drive. This is weird. This is really fucking weird. We aren't even talking about pregnancy. We're not even talking about abortion. We're talking about your weird fucking
It's a
obsession.
hypothetical to test
Yeah,
your
it's a
logic.
weird hypothetical,
It's a hypothetical
David.
to test
It's
your logic.
weird.
Yeah, and we've
Everybody's
broken it down to yes,
It's
we're
a
not for cruel and
hypothetical to
unusual
test your
punishment.
logic.
We're for bodily integrity. I think it still holds up that we shouldn't be able to hold someone down and do something against their will.
What?
We can maybe yes. Yeah.
Hypothetically, let's say that somebody had a bomb
Can't say that
in
word.
their stomach, and it had a 24-hour timer. So we should not be able to hold them down, and we should be able to let that bomb go off and then
You can't say that word,
Dude,
please.
say
And
boom
also,
boom.
then kill people.
Okay, and
Yeah,
unalive
and
people.
say unalive.
Jesus, welcome to TikTok.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, Gemini, you have the next AB. I can't. I'm gonna.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, Zach? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
What do you like about Trump?
I like his border policies, his policies against T people, and his
Policies
economic-
against T people?
Yeah.
All right.
What? Is
So
that
you're
a
probably
problem
just
with
talking
you?
about them in sports.
Restrooms as well as stuff like that. Oh, and I don't know if I can say the word. Can I say AB? Like
You can say abortion.
Okay, yeah, abortion, yeah, as well.
So we have a clip from 2016, Trump saying that there's no problems that trans people use the restrooms in which they choose or identify with, that there's no bad outcomes. He even spoke about Caitlyn Jenner using whatever the bathroom she likes in Trump Tower, and I believe he even used her correct pronouns, which was pretty awesome. But I think Trump has had a hell of a go at it. The executive orders he's imposed so far have been pretty stupid, one of which made us all female, because we're all at conception, we are all female until something else happens and some of us turn male. And then he also forced the NCAA, the collegiate whatever level sports, the league of 500,000 people. There were 10 whole people in there. So he convinced you guys this was a whole big boogeyman in which really nobody was involved besides the 10 victims that were arbitrarily kicked out of their sports.
Well, when you bring up the when you bring up the stuff about how he said that about Caitlyn Jenner or whatever his opinions were, just because he believed that then doesn't mean he believes it now.
What do you think happened? Do you think maybe he just had a think tank tell him that you guys really like hearing him talk shit about trans people?
What did Obama say about gay marriage?
He was one of the first people to come out and be for it.
Yeah, what did he say about it before?
He was against it.
Okay, so is he still against it?
No. And
Okay,
the
so people can now
and the
change
thing
their
is,
minds.
the
Okay,
thing
that
is,
makes sense.
we can evolve as a society. You guys just regressed, so like nothing happened.
Your argument was just didn't make sense because people can change their
Yeah,
opinions.
I know, but you're regressing, right? Like, so Trump was pretty woke about that, and I think for political purposes, for election purposes, he spent $217 million convincing y'all this was a problem when nobody was really worried about it until he told y'all to be worried about it.
Well, I have a question. So when you say Trump sucks, what if you think Trump's like all right? Would that be critiquing your take?
Yeah, that I would still say Trump is
What if I
far
thought Trump
worse than
was
all right.
bad? But what if I just said Trump was bad, but he didn't suck? Would that be critiquing your take?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I think Trump is an all right president, and you think he sucks, meaning that you think he's with like freaking Andrew Johnson and stuff, and like those kind of guys, right?
I think he's one of the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're comparing him to Andrew Johnson.
Sure.
Do you know what Andrew Johnson did?
What did he do?
Well, Abraham Lincoln, who obviously did a lot for the black community, Andrew Johnson essentially just went in and reversed all of that. If you look
He
it up.
didn't do a lot for the black community. Please don't say that. Abraham Lincoln said that if he could,
Yeah, all right,
like
I wasn't
in,
talking.
yeah, no, Zach, literally, Abraham Lincoln didn't want to free any of the slaves. He said if you
Oh,
could
so
end the
you don't
Civil
even
War
like
without it,
Abraham
he would.
Lincoln? Oh yeah, you have
Oh,
issues.
it's really weird that I was in the middle of my
Oh,
sentence.
that's
Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln said that if he could end the Civil War without freeing a single slave, he would. So let's not
Abraham
skip it.
Lincoln was great for them, and I don't care what anyone says.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
All
I
right.
don't
So
like
like
to-
here's why we are so like the left, woke, social justice warriors, people who are aware of social injustices. We have nuanced take on this, and we have to teach people on the right all day, every day about it's not as simple as Democrats started the KKK and slavery and all this stuff. This feels like where this is going. It's very sad. We have to tell you guys how this actually went and teach you guys that there was a party swap and that conservative and religious ideologies is what led to most of these horrible things. And that's what you guys are doing today, is trying to legislate religious values into our government. So I think that if you really want to talk about who's right or wrong here, we can talk about that. But Emmy, welcome up. Emmy is someone in the community we're talking about, so we're having her up.
Hey, Pickles, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing all right. Zach, why did you say "oh
Hey,
no"
for
when
everyone,
I came up?
before Emmy says that, for everyone in the chat saying it was Jackson, no, it was Johnson. It was Andrew Johnson. You can look it up. It was not Jackson. Or there was multiple, but I said Johnson, who was the one that really did bad stuff.
Okay, can we not
All right,
interrupt?
cool.
Emily, please? Yeah.
Anyway, just informing the chat. My bad. All right.
Cool. So Zach, why did you say "oh no" when I came up, or something like that? What
Oh
was that all
no, it
about?
wasn't about you. I just saw someone in the chat say something I didn't like.
So let's go to bathrooms real quick, because I'm guessing that your
I don't
reason
go to
that
the
you
bathroom.
I didn't ask if you. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that was
Oh,
funny because
okay.
I said let's go to the bathrooms real quick, and you said I don't go to the bathroom. That's funny. So, uh, what is your reason for wanting trans women to use the men's restroom?
What is my reason for wanting them to? I don't want them to. What are you talking about?
So you don't want someone like me, someone who is assigned male at birth and identifies as a woman, using the men's restroom. You want me in the women's restroom?
No, I don't. Were you born a male?
Okay, that's what I just said. I was assigned
Okay,
male
then
at
you should
birth,
be
and
male at
I
birth.
identify as a woman.
That's fine. You're still gonna be in the male bathrooms.
Okay, so why is that? Why do you want that? Why do you want me in the
That's
bathroom with you?
Well, first of all, before we get to that point, I kind of just want to understand your view on it. So, what do you believe makes somebody able to switch their gender? Like, what is that?
Well, so we can get there, but let's
What's
just
the
stick on this.
threshold? I want to make
We
sure
can get
just so I
there,
can
Zach. We can get there, but let's just stick on this one topic because
That's
this one
fine.
won't
Well,
take
I
too
think
long.
that
This
I
won't
think
take too
that
long. We can
I
talk
think
about it.
that regardless of what you say you are or what you do to yourself, you still
That's
are
fine, Zach.
that.
That's fine,
And
Zach.
if it's
What
not
is your
okay, it's
reason for
disgusting.
then forcing me to use the women's or the men's restroom?
Why? Because you're a man.
I'm not a well. First of all, I'm not a man. Number
You
two,
are.
we'll get there
No,
though.
you're not. You are a
But
man.
what difference would it make which restroom I use?
Well, first of all, let's just say I'm not saying you would do this, but let's just say you were having a bad day, right? Let's just say you like were in a really bad mood or something. Someone like pissed you off or something.
Probably after
If you're a
talking to
man
someone
going
too.
into the woman's restroom, you're a biologically man. I don't care what you did to yourself. You still have man advantages. You still have all that. You could really raise hell in there. You could really beat up whoever you wanted.
Okay,
You
so
could
you want to
abuse
protect
whoever you
women.
wanted because you have an
You want to
advantage.
protect women, right?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
love to.
cool. So do you? So I'm a trans woman, which means I was assigned male at birth. I identify as a
Jennifer and
mentioned that a
Jason, did
couple
you just?
times.
Do you know what a trans man is?
Hold on really quickly, mod moment. Sorry, Pickles. Jason wants to allow Emmy to cook before you do remove. So
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Sorry,
And
Emmy.
I appreciate that too. So Zach, what? So you
You
know what a
guys gonna
trans
kick
man?
me?
You know what a trans man is, then,
Are you
right?
guys
Someone
gonna
who's
kick
assigned.
me?
Zach, please don't talk over me.
If you guys are gonna kick me,
Zach,
why would I stay
Zach,
here?
please.
I'm allowing
listen,
you to stay
because you
here.
and I are having a conversation. We're
Yeah.
Well,
debating
if
the thing that you brought up. We're
no,
talking
he said
about
he's
the
gonna
thing you
kick me
brought up.
after you're done talking.
Okay, so
Zach.
let's have our conversation. We can keep
I'm
it
not gonna
going
get
for
the
a little
chance to
bit.
speak because they're gonna
Yes,
kick
I'm
me.
dude.
Zach, we
Literally,
know.
we could have already done this. Go ahead.
He just wants to keep running.
Oh, I'd
Zach,
run from you. Yeah, okay.
that's fine. I would run away from you too.
I wouldn't touch you, but can
I
you just
wouldn't
get
touch
to
you
the point?
either. I like any woman. Anyways, so a trans man is someone who is assigned female at birth, identifies as a man. Have you? If so, what you're saying is that that man should then be using the women's restroom, right?
If you're born a woman, and yes,
No one's
identifies
born a
as a
woman.
Okay, so yeah, that's true too. No one's
you're
born a woman.
born with sorry guys, if you're born whatever, yeah,
Yeah, assigned female at birth.
whatever
Yeah,
definition you
that's
want.
fine.
Yes. Yep.
So when you see that trans man with a full beard and muscles and tattoos or whatever walking into the women's restroom, what are you going to do?
Well, just because she has muscles and she's
Nope, you got it right the first time.
no, I'm good.
She's
She's
had
good.
so
I don't
he's
have
had
to. I don't
he's
have to
had
agree
he's
with
had
what you think
so
they're
okay.
called.
Hey,
I don't think
hey
that.
Eli. Hey Eli. So this is my friend Eli right above me.
I can call them whatever I want. I don't have to listen to what you guys want me
That's
to
fine.
do.
I'm not talking about that, Zach. Zach, you are so nervous, babe. I just need you to take here. Let's all do
not
this. Can we
nervous.
just all take
Gracie,
a
I
couple?
told you.
Don't
You told
send
me I have
Zach
to call them what
dolphins.
you
You're
want me to
sending
call
Zach.
them, and I don't
Please,
want
let's
to.
take a deep breath, Zach.
Yeah, let's all just take a
I don't
cleansing
think
deep breath.
anyone's
Everybody
talking to
breathe
you.
in. Everyone on the panel, breathe in.
I don't think anyone's talking to you, but yeah. So
And
just continue your point.
so my point is, Zach, that you want to make trans men use the men's restroom,
Women, yeah.
or the women's restroom. I'm sorry, which will make it easier for cisgender men who are assigned male at birth and identify as a man, to use the women's restroom because they can walk in there looking like every trans man that walks in there with their beard and their top surgery and looking just like any other man. I work
They
with a
don't,
trans
though.
man. I work
Yes,
with a
we
trans man.
do.
It took about.
Oh, you're a trans man? Well,
Look,
you don't sound like a
Zach,
trans
I work with a trans.
Now
I
you
work with-
fucking know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Zach,
You
I'm a
sound- your
trans.
voice is
I
very
work with a
high.
Zach. I work with a trans man who I
This
didn't
is
know
deeper
was
than
trans
me.
for 3 weeks when he first started working with me, and
Well,
until
first
he
of all,
told me that he
Eli,
was trans. that is how passing trans men often are. Testosterone does incredible things.
I wasn't.
And what you're
sure
making it
about
easier
that.
to do is for cisgender men to use the women's restroom when you do that. You are
Eli,
also
I wasn't
causing.
fooled, but I knew you
You
were a
are
girl.
also causing.
Oh
Cool.
my god.
I will quickly just finish this point. You are also causing cisgender women to be in danger when you do this, when we put these laws in place. Already, and just again this week, we have now this week seen 2 cisgender women within the past 10 days, be kicked out of restrooms. And most recently, the one I heard of was a cisgender woman who happens to be 6'4", that works at a Walmart, was in the women's restroom. She's a woman. She was assigned female at birth, but she all of a sudden heard a man's voice, very loud, not outside the bathroom, in the bathroom, yelling at her to get out. It was another employee. He went in there to kick her out. She reported him to the quote wrong manager, and she got fired from her job for it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous what you guys are doing. You are literally putting cisgender women at harm, getting cisgender women fired, and all of this because you can't get a woman to touch you.
I mean, I would have run too if there was a trans man, a trans woman, and a non-binary genderqueer person up on a panel. I would have run.
Hell yeah. And one
So,
cisgender man up here too.
Yes, and this is yeah. Sorry, we love you, Pickles.
I don't need representation. It's okay.
I just wanted to call you hot. That's all. Okay.
Just like a couple of things. One, I just want to acknowledge the people that are trying to warn us in the comments. Probably not a good idea to platform whoever that person was, because they apparently just come up and intentionally antagonize like marginalized people, just to get them to crash out and then post it for content. So like, it's like not even a worthwhile conversation. So thank you to anybody who just like.
Storm Crow super chatted $5. Caller, what bathroom does a pregnant Swires syndrome use? They have Zy genes, aka manly chromosomes. Trans people weren't a problem 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not a problem now.
Yeah.
So yeah, the problem is like he only wanted to attack my voice, which I would argue that I just hit 5 months on T on Friday, and my voice is already deeper than his. Like you can't base your judgment of what people like look like on whether they're trans or not, and they don't realize that, because then you start to, like Emmy was saying, harm cisgender women and children. Like that's ultimately what's going to happen. You also have the intersectionality where you start like,
hey, Eli, I bet my voice is deeper though.
Oh man. Anyways, I love all like voices, like no matter what, even if his voice is higher than mine, I also don't think that makes him any less of a man. Unfortunately, he's a piece of shit, but you know, like he's still a man, even if he has a higher pitched voice than me. And there are some women that have lower voices than me that I'm like, okay, I don't understand what your point is. Like there's a sound coming from a human body that they can't control. Go fuck yourself, really. But all right, thanks, Pickles. We didn't get to do it. Emmy, Eli, Cook. It's so cool because Emmy, like, I just processed that our names are spelled the same way. Like, we frequently will go into places and like tag team together, and I just love it. The E team, dream team. All right, I'll see you later, Pickles.
All right, catch y'all later.
Before you drop me really quick, remember the last time I talked to Paranoid on your panel, and I basically came up here and revoked his right to speak about trans people?
Uh-huh.
I have seen him on 3 lives since then, and he has not brought up trans people once. So it sounds like Paranoid listens to his mommy.
Yeah, he didn't even do it earlier.
I love
We
that.
had to deal with him earlier.
I love that. All right, I don't want to lose. We're losing people in the box.
Yeah, kick us.
All right, love y'all.
All of a sudden.
Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
And they asked if I could collect the mail and keep my eyes on the trailer. And
Hello.
What's up, man?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I'm Republican, so yeah.
What do you like about Trump?
I like his thoughts on the LGBTQ. I like his opinion on how many genders there are. I like his border policies. I like his tariff policies. Eugene Carroll is also a liar, so I don't, I support him on that whole case because I think that it's a made up case. What else do I support? Oh, there was more he opened up more manufacturing jobs in his first term, and I do manufacturing, so that was pretty cool. Taxes don't really bother me that much. I mean, we all pay taxes. My ashtray, I bought a Trump ashtray. It's kind of cool. It has like a little bobblehead.
All right, let's talk about tariffs. Where do you think that ashtray came from?
It's probably made in China.
You don't care that Trump's raised your taxes on that? You just pretend like that's a no big deal? I'm sure you've got talked to about that enough to where you just conceded that?
Yeah. I don't see an issue with me spending an extra 30 cents or $1 on an ashtray. I don't know what it was before tariffs, but...
Yeah, so when we talk about cars, I've seen cars raise in price like 20 grand.
No.
Yeah.
No. My dream car dropped $20,000.
Your what?
My dream car dropped $20,000.
Which one?
Hellcats.
Because they're not... Wait, that's the demon.
There's different forms of Hellcats, but yeah, demon is one of them.
Okay.
And I'm 22 for all the people that keep asking me how old I am. I was born in 2003.
Okay, but a lot of other cars went up in price. A lot of other things go up in price, and while you might not be able to tell the difference, society as a whole will be buying less things. Our GDP will slow down. Our economy will shrink. And while you think manufacturing jobs are just going to be coming out of nowhere, they're also going to be leaving. Factories are going to shut down. We're seeing a lot of other companies shut down. Trump only wants to focus on his successes, but the problems that these tariffs are causing, they're literally designed to make a company feel so much financial harm that they make different decisions. So for you to ignore the fact that this is actually designed to hurt people, that's what it's doing. It is doing that.
I have a question. What does the word groomed mean?
I guess you're just talking about in the context of somebody grooming somebody conditioning them to be a certain way.
Yeah, well, the dude that you just had up here is, cyberbullying me, and I don't think that that's okay. That's like, that's the Democrat Party. You guys are evil, and I'm being cyberbullied, and you're doing nothing to stop it.
What are you talking? I sit up here all day and I don't block people who talk shit to me. If I can take it, you can take it.
No, I don't want to take it. Like, I have anger issues in real life, and I will actually get mad and throw my dresser across the room.
If you need a safe space, you're welcome to scroll out of my live.
Oh, this is not a safe place?
Not for
MAGA. Can you tell the faggot to leave me the fuck alone? I didn't get groomed. I would rape him, though. Low key.
Chat, they're not sending their best. They're absolutely not sending their best. Adriana, I see you. I love you. Please, y'all, I love you. Friendlies. We're trying to get back up on the algorithm. We're kind of dipping. We're kind of losing steam. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. Yeah, when you have to lash out like this, or like that, like Trump does, it's a sign of fragility. It's not. It doesn't make you Mr. Big Man. It makes you very small. Yeah, MAGA cries about someone being mean and then slurs and runs away. Very manly. Yeah. Nobody's buying the pearl clutching. News update. Let's take a peek. Supreme Court expanded Trump's power, seeking much more. U.S. tells diplomats to refuse most visas for Palestinian passport holders. Was it Palestine? I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. U.S. tells them to refuse most visas for The internal message dated August 18th, signed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, told all embassies and consulates to refuse non-immigrant visas to all otherwise eligible Palestinian Authority passport holders who are using that passport to apply for a visa. The posts were instructed to do so effective immediately. Can anybody tell me why that's a good idea? The sweeping refusal policy, first reported by the New York Times, is among a slew of actions taken by the Trump administration to block Palestinians from coming to the United States. On August 16th, State Department said that all visitor visas for individuals from Gaza were suspended pending review. Jeez, dude. So we pay for them to be bombed and displaced, and then we say, hey, don't come to us. The Trump administration is taking concrete steps in compliance with U.S. law and national security in regards to announced visa restrictions and revocations of PA passport holders. State Department spokesperson said every visa decision is a national security decision, and the State Department is vetting and adjudicating visas decisions for PA passport holders accordingly. Wow. Request to leave his mark on Washington. Inside Trump's request to leave his. Thank you, blah. I didn't see his plan for relocation yet. I heard it was pretty insane. Tough deadlines. Let's see. Terminals at my Yellow.
Hi there.
Yellow.
Oh, we got two. Are y'all Trump supporters?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Max, I'll bring you up some other time. Jack, what do you like about Trump?
Well, we've spoken briefly a few times, but I have one simple question.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure that you thought and maybe still think that Joe Biden was as sharp as a tack. Maybe you didn't, but I think you also thought Kamala was next best thing than sliced bread and far more qualified. And if all that is true, how the hell did you lose?
I think that Republicans' messaging was very loud, abrasive, lots of lies, lots of horrible things, lots of lines a lot of people wouldn't cross. That's what Trump was being used for, I think. I think Trump will say anything and everything that he has to get elected. Things such as that foreign countries pay the tariffs. So that sounds like a dream come true. And if I was stupid and I didn't know how tariffs work, I'd vote for that. And I think a lot of people did.
You really think people voted for that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean, I really
think
don't.
that I think also convincing people that immigrants were coming here and killing people to the tunes of 63,000 people and all this other shit. When you look at the criminal statistics, it's literally almost nothing. There's absolutely no way anybody has been able to come up here and justify the hundreds of billions of dollars we're spending on ICE. It's more than any military of any country on earth other than China. I don't see what we're getting out of this. I think we're shrinking our own economy and our own population. We're kicking out taxpayers. We're just fucking everything up, and just for political theater to make people like you happy?
Oh, I'm not happy about that. I'm thinking that we're closing the gate after the horses all left. And what I get a kick out of is for 3 years we were told there's nothing wrong with the border, it's closed, it's safe, it's secure, from Mayorkas to Biden to Harris.
Right.
And it really wasn't. And then all of a sudden,
how was it not
3
closed?
years later, well, 3 years later, how was it not closed?
How was it not closed?
Well, again, I watch a fair amount of news, from Rachel Maddow to Tucker Carlson. How do you like that?
I don't care. Like you might seen a few videos of people walking in the desert, but does that prove what the numbers are? How many videos do you need to tell me? Like, I know the numbers very intimately.
Well, and how many do you think came across?
So we had 12 million or so approach the border, meaning people came to the border, they were tracked, they were talked to, they said, hey, do you belong here? If they didn't belong here, they're kicked out. If they belonged here, they were let in. So Biden didn't let any extra type of person in. He didn't say, hey, if you're this type of person, you get to come in now. He didn't change any laws like that. He had a higher enforcement rate at the border as well. He had a higher rate of rejecting people at the border with higher volume as well. None of it says that the border was open.
My first question. Go back to my first question.
Okay.
If all of that is true, do you really think 77 people are that stupid?
Yes.
And if you think that's going to win votes, it's not going to win votes.
Like the data, yes, I know. It's very...
It's not data.
So it is data. So it's very bombastic to make these claims that Trump says. And what he does, he just shotguns bullshit into the media all day, every day. You guys eat it up. And it's twice as hard to dispel it and convince you guys it's all lies, even with data, like right in front of you. I do this all day. I just show you guys data on the screen. Nobody believes it. It's amazing. So yes, I do think that it worked in 1930s Germany. I think it worked now. I think it worked with Mussolini. I think it works all the time. When you say these insane things that most politicians know not to say, you get a lot of attention and you're in the news 24/7 and you get votes.
Well, I guess we'll agree to disagree. But I really, really think that the bill, that lovely bill that all of a sudden after 3 years, the Democrats and some Republicans said, yep, something wrong with the border. Here's a great bill. We're going to stop immigration, or we're going to control it better. They didn't. The bill didn't come across,
Trump killed it.
The excuse was Trump killed it.
He said, blame me.
The words out of my mouth.
He said,
blame me.
If he's
that powerful, if he can say blame me, doesn't mean he controlled it. That doesn't mean he stopped.
He absolutely could. So if these people in Congress, they didn't comply, what do you think Trump would have done?
I don't know.
All he has to do is call them a rhino. They'd be primaried in seconds, right? You guys, anybody who's not loyal to Trump, they're out of the party. They're gone. Look at
Democrats
look at Liz Cheney. Look at Adam Kinzinger. Look at Paul. Look at Mitch McConnell. Look at all of the great Republican leaders at one point in time. They're all gone. They're all gone. It's Trumpism now. You have to lie. You have to fall in line with Trump, or else you're out.
And you don't think people fell in line with Biden for 3 years, saying how
Biden did not. Biden did not.
Very concerned.
Biden did not threaten judges with impeaching them because he didn't get to pass his student loan forgiveness. He didn't invoke emergency laws to do insane shit, to do secret policing and kick people out of the country in third world countries.
There's no secret policing. There's no secret policing. You know what? In 28, Trump's going to be gone. And what I find really amusing is if people didn't go batshit crazy in 16 because no one expected him to win, he'd be gone now. And our country would still be a democracy.
It was fresh in our minds in 2020, and that's why he was voted out.
No. COVID was used to get rid of him, and Joe Biden, an old white guy, was used to get rid of him. And they succeeded. Have no doubt.
COVID took over the whole world. It was not just here for our politics. You guys used COVID for political weapons. You guys politicized COVID. COVID was something we all had to deal with, and you guys died at a 15% higher rate because of the ways you guys politicized it.
Not a true statement. No, even though the CDC is coming out, and I know you hate what RFK is doing.
Yeah, because RFK is anti-science.
The CDC didn't do. No, he's not. No, he's questioning a few things, and some things I agree with, some things I don't. And you know what? Long before RFK, I worked in emergency department, took care of Ebola, went to Kansas, Nebraska, so I know all about the healthcare system. They disappointed me in this because while vaccines are good, not a vaccine denier, polio, measles, I believe in them completely. because they got rid of them. I still have the smallpox scar on my arm. I got vaccinated.
So
with
you
a
just don't
Pfizer
know about it. You just
vaccination
don't know
first.
about science. So you,
Oh,
you
but
know
I
that
do.
there are
I
plenty.
know a lot more than you do.
I
Trust
highly
me.
doubt it.
The
What's wrong with
Pfizer
the
vaccine
Yeah?
was about maybe 70% effective. And
No, it was
on
100% effective.
TV, no, it was not.
What is your
TV,
version of effective? What's the measure of effectiveness, Jack-o'-lantern?
When I got polio, I never got polio.
Okay, so you don't know about
Anybody
science.
who got polio,
Okay,
they
so
did-
you don't know about
got polio?
effectiveness. So,
Grandparents who weren't injected.
effectiveness is measured with immune response. So with COVID being a novel virus, we haven't found a vaccine, and it's also mutating because it's so pathogenic that people like you aren't getting vaccinated, and then you are carriers, and then it mutates, and it's mutated quite a few times since we've had the first vaccine. It's not as black and white as the polio vaccine eradicated polio, and this one didn't, and therefore it's a bad
It's not
vaccine.
black and
It's
white.
just
I agree.
science. It's just
I agree.
science.
No, it's not science. Okay, let me ask you a little bit about the vaccine. Okay, when the variant Omicron came out, that was the beginning of the end of COVID. Does it still exist? Absolutely.
Yes,
Has
we're
any
having another
strain
outbreak.
since then? Has any since then been worse? Yes, we're going to have outbreaks. It's a virus that was man-made, created, released. I'm not saying it was
All right,
released on
I
purpose.
don't condone that, and
but
that
it
is
was
not.
released.
That is first
I
of
don't
all.
think Fauci and science is like an oxymoron.
No, it's
There
not.
are
You don't know
many
anything.
people
You don't
in
know the
this
first
world
thing about Fauci if you're
that
going
are
to say
smart.
that.
Oh, I most certainly do.
Yeah?
I've worked.
How long has
with
Fauci
yes,
been around in our government, bro?
way too long.
Yeah? Do
Half
you
the
remember him during
problem,
the
way
AIDS
too
pandemic?
long. Actually, I was aware of him during the AIDS pandemic.
Do you know
In fact, I
that
was
he's a
working
fucking
in New
hero
York
for what
City
he did?
He's had issues with that. Don't want to go into it because I'm an old man, but he's had a lot of issues with that as well. Okay, and people had a lot of issues with that. We did pretty well with AIDS. The vaccines.
No, it was ignored. It was ignored because Reagan and people on your side fucking hate gay people. It was ignored.
No, had nothing. No,
Yeah,
tried to
it
make it
was.
that way. Why is every advertisement today 90% of the people talking about the new drugs that actually work? It's all gay people on the ads. I'm very confused.
It's all gay people because
Pretty much.
they get
No,
representation finally.
Let me-
That's
let me-
great. Great.
So it was a disease mostly with people who were gay.
Because they're not eradicated
Yeah.
doesn't mean it was mostly something you guys associated. It
No, no.
used to be called the homosexual disease. Did you know that?
No, it used to be called the homosexual cancer. Did you know that?
Yeah, they called it that, and
Okay.
they stopped calling it that because that was
Do you know where I was in
extremely bad and
1991?
problematic.
I was working in New York City, not wearing gloves, pounding on people's chest, dealing with gunshot wounds, stab wounds, blood everywhere on my face, and dealing with the, gay cancer. That's what they used to call it. So, again, I'm not questioning your knowledge. Try not to question mine. You certainly can. But
You're not
you
going
know
to
what?
sit here and tell me you just told me that an entire vaccine is not effective based on the ability to
no, that's
eradicate.
not what I said.
You're going to let me finish.
No.
Based on the ability
Okay.
to eradicate the virus, it's treated. It's used to prevent or
Mm-hmm.
stop the spread of or mute the ability. Or you're 12 to 14 times less likely to go to the hospital. That is science. That is data. That is fact. That is fact. And it is effective and safe, every single one of them. And you guys can fearmonger and talk about Fauci and all these other things that hurt your feelings because of things people have said. But if you just look at the scientific community and the medical community, the whole world agrees on this. The first time in history of the world ever, we all agree that science is science and that the fucking vaccine was good, safe, and effective. Only you guys, you weird anti-intellectual yapping about this stuff is what keeps this alive.
Can I ask you a few more questions?
Sure.
Do you remember the swine flu vaccine that came out in 1973, 74 because of the swine flu epidemic? And do you know what happened to that vaccine?
What happened?
30% of the people that took it developed Guillain-Barré, and they stopped it. I was in the military at the time. They were making it mandatory.
And we're in
and they finally
2025,
stopped.
and we can make vaccines
Yep.
much more safe and much more effective and much faster because we've been doing this for a
Lot
long
of
time.
lot of potential. But again, have you heard of thalidomide?
I'm sorry, what?
Thalidomide.
No.
It was an anti-nausea drug that they gave women when they got pregnant in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
They got rid of it because babies were coming out with no arms.
Yeah, and
legs.
we have ways to track this stuff now, and we have somebody who's the Health Human Services right now who just takes data and doesn't believe it. He dismisses it entirely and does entire. You disagree? You want me to show you one?
No. I'm going to give you a Biden line: hyperbole. Okay. He's not a bad guy. He makes some valid questions.
This is not a hyperbole. This is a thing he published as science and has been highly criticized over.
We took care of AIDS quite well. Okay.
I'm talking about RFK. This jackass hasn't taken care of anything. He swims in fucking sewers.
No, I think he's has a pretty the dyes, just the stupid food dyes. We've known food dyes have been killing
welcome
people left and right.
Welcome to the conversation. The left is all about these kinds of things, and you call us fascists when we try to take we make children's lunches more healthy. You guys went crazy. We are the only ones who are doing this. Trump has gutted the FDA. He has cut down all sorts of regulations in his first term. If you think he's the person who's come and save you from things, you're wrong. He is for cutting regulation.
No, he's not going to save me from anything. Neither was Biden. He's not going to save me. He's going to be president for 3 years. He's trying to stop wars. Hasn't been successful yet, but it's done nice. He's done a hell of a lot more.
Trying to stop wars. He's antagenized Greenland. He's antagenized the Panama Canal. He's antagonized Canada.
Actually, I just read something today that Greenland and Denmark, Greenland said Greenland and Denmark and the U.S. should try to form like a trilateral commission to work together. Okay.
We're already in NATO together. What a brilliant idea.
Not being in NATO together, it's how it's held. And if you don't think there is a risk of the northern part of Greenland being an access point of putting Soviet subs, Soviet missiles.
They absolutely did not like Trump saying this stuff about Greenland. Denmark did not like it. They came out and testified and said that Trump was deeply concerning, and it got very dark very quick. Trump is not good on the world stage. He's tariffed all of our allies. He's pissed everyone off.
So tell me something. How would you have felt if Zelensky and 90% of the NATO leaders came in and praised Biden about all what he's doing to end the war in Ukraine? They wouldn't say he was a Putin puppet.
I think it's very hard to gauge what Trump's motives are right now, because I don't know if Trump's just close to death and he wants to get right with God, and that's why he's doing this Ukraine stuff. But before that, he was pulling Zelensky into the Oval Office and chastising him and ostracizing him and making him look like a bad guy. He called him a dictator and tried to test the tone to see what the American public thought about that. And surprisingly, you guys were still chill with that. I talk to y'all every day about it as the time went by. I promise you, there's not a single person up here defending Ukraine until Trump said he was going to a couple weeks ago.
No, this is a great example. I know exactly what happened that day. I agree with you 100% what went on when Zelensky hit the White House. But no one, not one of you ever say that 2 hours before he spent with Democrats, who I absolutely believe convinced him, don't do this, don't go in and sign this. If they had signed that rare earth deal, there would have been Americans on the ground in Ukraine, and Putin
we already have Americans on the ground in Ukraine. You guys are so simple-minded. We already have Americans. They're laying power lines. We've been out there for years laying power lines. You think this is the only presence of American citizens out there?
No, but that deal would have put on a hell of a lot more.
Okay, see how that just falls apart? No,
you don't.
You want Americans in harm's way?
No. I said when you put them in there and potentially put them in harm's way, Putin wouldn't do a thing. Putin is a facade. He really is a facade. Have you ever been to Moscow or any part of Russia? I've been there.
No, but I know enough about it. He's completely full of shit. His people are hungry and starving and poor and have HIVs and they have tuberculosis and they're fucking miserable. And for us to roll out a red carpet for him and suck his dick is horrible.
But that's not what happened.
He did roll out a red carpet for Putin. He did.
Okay. Yeah, he put out the red carpet. And he's trying to end a war. And he will. And Zelensky and Putin will come up. The only thing I ask is if in a month 3 weeks, 2 weeks, they sign an agreement. I know exactly what's going to be said. Exactly. I can predict it. Oh, Trump caving. They gave the land. It's not Trump. It's Zelensky and Putin that need to decide to stop killing each other. And that's one of the reasons why
killing
I like Trump.
each other.
Because he
Listen,
really wants to stop killing
I
each
would
other.
have no regards for the aggressor if I was president, and I would strong arm the absolute fuck out of him. And Trump is not the scary man you guys all portrayed him out to be. He has to go in there. He has to go in there, and he has to honey dick Putin, and he has to be his best friend. And Putin knows exactly how to play him. He's former KGB.
You don't
He's former
need to talk
KGB,
like that.
and he can
He's
absolutely just
political.
stroke his ego. Trump is the worst diplomat I could ever imagine doing anything. He can't get along with his own people.
And you think Biden was and Kamala will be, and that's where you and I will never agree.
Absolutely.
Never agree on that.
Kamala and Biden did not come out on the world stage and say things like Russia can do whatever the hell they want if NATO doesn't pay their fair share.
Kamala got 1% of the vote when she was running against Biden, called Biden all sorts of names and a racist.
No, he didn't.
And
She
I
didn't
was
call
the
him a
little girl
racist.
riding up.
She did not call him a
most
racist.
certainly did.
She actually said, I know you're not a racist. That's what the words you're talking about.
Implied.
No,
yeah,
she
yeah.
didn't. She said, I know you're not a racist. And then they talked about the busing differences they have with integration. That's what they were talking about. And you guys ran with it. And by the way, for that to be your benchmark for success, you would never have voted for Trump because Trump has ran for president many times and got almost none of the vote until he said outrageous things like Ted Cruz, his dad shot JFK, or that Obama was Kenyan. He got no attention until he started saying that Mexicans were killers and rapists. That's when y'all started paying attention, and then y'all had to start taking sides, and people, families were split. I've seen it. I'm still seeing it. That's what Trump has done to our country. He has divided us.
I respect that you allow me to talk, and I hope I'm the same, give you the same respect. But I really, really think you really don't understand why you lost. And I think 26 and 28 is going to tell you something different.
I don't even know. This is always so cryptic, and this is the poem I always hear from all MAGA when they kind of run out of things to say. But this is not a forecast of me losing again. This is just me showing you information you don't like or telling you things you don't
Saying
like.
that democracy is over? Really? Saying that Trump's going to be 28? Yep, he made the caps.
You guys
That's
hated
an
the idea that we were a
average.
democracy 2 years ago. You guys hated being called. You said we're not a democracy. You guys are being groomed for it.
Democracy will be safe, trust me. We're
Sure.
gonna
We're on multiple watchdog organizations. We have
He's not
Trump
an
clawing power away from the Supreme Court and from Congress every day. I don't think so, man. And he's getting
I don't
y'all.
mean to run, but I want to bring up one last point.
Okay.
The three people, the three justices, two, Roberts and Kavanaugh and what's her name, Amy Coney Barrett, in the 5 years that they've been on the Supreme Court, they have voted in the liberal position more than RJB, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, RBJ, ever voted. All she is a white Thomas. I'm not a supporter of
So
Clarence
far,
Thomas.
they've been in there and they've given presidential immunity to Trump.
Yep, which they should have. Presidential, not Trump. Presidential.
Okay.
Okay.
And
They're
then
protecting Biden.
they've overturned they overturned Roe v. Wade. They undid the the Chevron doctrine. They've actually held Trump accountable for trying to ship people to CCOT in the middle of the night, and then now 600 Guatemalan kids in the middle of the night. While you're talking about, yes, Trump has tested the guardrails of our democracy every day, and it's not a brag that his own people, that he calls them rhinos and shit and corrupt when they don't side with him, and that's what you guys do. You don't believe in this actual democracy thing. You want Trump to be able to do whatever he wants, and every time he doesn't get his way, he sends out messaging to y'all to prep y'all for the next thing he claws away from Congress.
It's like the pardons. I support whatever Biden did for pardons. You know why? Because he has the presidential authority to do that.
Dude,
I support
please.
Trump doing Biden's. Why?
Please.
Because he has the
Trump
sure
has
Paul,
absolutely abused pardons, and we have all the stories of him pardoning, like Jared Kushner's father for being caught red-handed, being caught. What instance besides Hunter Biden did Joe Biden pardon people for crimes we knew they did for sure that they were convicted for?
No, he pardoned people that had no criminal.
Yeah, because we have
So they
fascism.
couldn't
Because
be
we have fascism.
prosecuted.
Let me ask you something right now. He pardoned. He pardoned
I don't care if he
Fauci. What law
Don't
did
care if he
Fauci break?
pardoned.
What law did Fauci break?
Don't care that exactly. So why did he pardon?
Exactly, because you guys are running on. You guys do this thing with it's called the common enemy thing. It's called. It's one of
Letitia
the tenets
James
of,
didn't run on prosecuting Trump.
she ran on following the facts because Trump is running amok, creating crime,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
like we
that
could
was a yes
actually
or no
see the
question.
crime. We could actually point and put our finger on the crime he was committing. But with Nancy Pelosi, with all these other
Why
people
do
that
you
y'all
think
hate,
this-
you can't actually name the crime that they did. These are called common enemies of the people that Trump has created. All of these people are corrupt and worth investigating, and they are definitely corrupt and have done crimes. You just don't know which ones yet. That's what That's what Biden was doing. He's pardoning those people because they're
As I say,
political
you-
enemies. Even what's his name, Kash Patel had a list of political enemies he wanted to lock up before he got into office.
I know his enemies list, which didn't exist, and he hasn't locked them up, has he?
Yeah, because
like
it was
Kash
political. Because there's nothing actually there. Just like with Elon Musk and Doge, there was no fraud found at all. They were all just political cuts. They were all things that they said three things to prep you for it, and you said, "Oh yeah, shrimp on treadmills, cut USAID," and they cut it.
Oh, again, aid. Do you know that I spent 3 months, 3 separate trips to Armenia under U.S. aid? I won't even begin to tell you how much money they gave me to do it. That was aid. So
You don't
there's
think
a
you
lot
deserve
of
that
fraud,
money?
and everybody said no. There
You
was a
don't-
lot of money that was spent.
You don't think
doing-
you deserve
there
that
was a
money?
healthcare- I don't think I deserved it, or I don't think they deserved it.
Both.
Well,
Can't
I'll tell you
wouldn't there just be a question of like more oversight instead of firing all of the inspector generals and just cutting the department altogether? Wouldn't you just hire more oversight so we can continue having soft power around the world?
The statement I love is, yep, there's fraud and waste in the government, but every time someone tries to point it out, well, it's not there. I just don't believe that. But I do hate to run. I love doing this, but I have to go because it's getting late. My wife's screaming at me. But I do enjoy talking with you, and I'd love you to keep it up because I don't think you have a winning argument, but enjoy doing it. And I'll talk to you again, I promise.
Thank you. Take it
Thank
easy.
you. Bye-bye.
Doge costed us money and found nada. Yeah. There was a good article on that, that potentially all these lawsuits have outcost the savings.
What a genius guy, what a mentor that guy was, the guy before me.
Yeah.
Just like Shifu, kind of like helping the young MAGAs, into the future. It was beautiful.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
What do you like about Trump?
I would say immigration or foreign policy or tariffs or anything, to be honest. It's all beautiful.
Why do you like the tariffs?
Because we got to reindustrialize America. We got to bring the jobs back.
Got to bring the jobs back? What's our unemployment rate right now?
Like 4%.
Who needs a job?
Low class Americans, high school dropouts.
Don't we already have like 8 million open jobs right now?
What jobs are those? Do you know what jobs those are? Oh wait, they're all healthcare jobs. They're all specialized jobs. Those aren't commercial.
No, they're
jobs?
a lot of them are hospitality jobs, a lot of entry level jobs.
Most of them are healthcare jobs, according to the Wall Street Journal, right?
Well, still, right? Like,
Yeah.
you just
yeah. So those aren't commercial. Those aren't commercial industrial jobs. So I don't know
So
why.
I don't know how we're gonna out industrialize China by tariffing them.
Are we going to out-industrialize China by subsidies? No, you're going to have to give an incentive for these companies to invest in America.
I think
You're actually
I
gonna
think we have to do both. I think we have to do both. I think tariffs is just only half of it, and you have to do targeted tariffs. I think that the blanket tariffs are dumb, and I think they're horrible, and they're fucking up trade worldwide. I think they're going to put more companies out of business than you think are going to come. I think that it's very obvious, and nothing but economists show nothing but projections for that, right?
projections for what?
Job loss.
In the short term, yeah, but in the long term, yeah. We lost a bunch of jobs in 2018 when the steel tariffs went on, but now we have more steel jobs than we did in 2018.
I don't think so. I think for every 1,000 jobs created, we lost 75,000.
For every 1,000, no, we did not lose
75,000.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of jobs.
We lost 147,000 jobs when you did the tariffs for the first time. Yeah, it never paid off.
We lost 85,000 jobs.
147,000.
Not 147. 85,000 directly tied to steel. I'm not going to count.
But you count vertical and horizontal industries, because when steel goes up and people can't use steel to do their job, they lose their jobs too.
How much money was invested into American steel after the 2018
Did those people get anything out of that?
More factory plants. The jobs are coming in now. People are getting more steel jobs now. Also, if the steel tariffs were disastrous, why did
you only care about steel jobs when we see that the steel industry affects housing, it affects everything. So like while we save a few 100,000 steel jobs, even more people lose their jobs. So you're trying to be short-sighted just to win this argument, while we see that the outcomes of tariffs are far worse than you're saying. They're far worse.
They're Americans having more industry. Also,
more industry is just a word. You're not saying anything. Every industry you could think of, they're losing jobs.
I have a question for you. What is a subsidy?
A subsidy is where the government helps someone monetarily, with federal funds.
So it can be funds, but it can also be tax breaks, right?
I'm sorry?
It can also be tax breaks, right? Like or deregulation.
Sure. Deregulation, it gets touchy there. So like when you talk about deregulation, you're helping large companies more than you're helping small companies, because large companies will save millions and millions of dollars if you deregulate something at the cost of maybe some consumer protection or some environmental protection. And that's usually what people who, get Republicans to strike down all this shit. But I don't see in any way, shape, or form, like, can you think of one regulation that's good that you would like to cut?
I don't know all the regulations of the top of my head.
Can you name one?
Some environmental regulations.
Like what?
Or some land regulations.
Like what?
Certain amount of coal output or certain amount of fossil fuel output, I would say. Also, I would say that Section 179 should have higher deductibles. I think that it was good that Trump doubled the deductibles for Section 179.
What's 179?
It's the amount of a small business can take out a loan in the federal government without being taxed or without having to pay interest. So Trump doubled that from 500,000 to $1 million, I think.
Holy shit.
So that's good for small businesses.
Yeah, I don't know. Kamala was going to give small businesses like a $50,000
the black-owned businesses.
And
black-owned businesses, not
just black-owned. No, it was not just black-owned. It was not owned. No, it was not. No, it was not.
It was black.
It was all. It was all.
No, it was black-owned businesses because she's a racist Democrat.
No, it was all. It was not black-owned. She was raising the federal deduction for new businesses from 5,000 to 50,000 for all businesses, not just black-owned.
No, it was for black-owned. I remember that. Also, I would say that tax cuts probably help businesses more than federal funds, because tax cuts are long-term. They're not just one deductible.
Right. Again, we're talking about social mobility and economic mobility. So we're talking about new businesses that can be successful and springboard off the ground. And Trump is talking about things that huge businesses who are already very rich get to take advantage of.
So how would a small business compete if they cannot compete with Chinese abundant cheap labor? So Amazon can just go to China. It can have cheap labor. It can pay You
Yeah.
know, it's Chinese citizens about
Yeah.
70 cents an hour. How is a small business going to compete? How are they going to employ an
Yeah,
American?
how are we going to compete with them? The rest of the world is going to continue to buy from China, so why the fuck would we try to compete with
We have
them?
the greatest domestic market.
No,
Also,
we're only
you know what
15% of their market.
what do we export? Do you know what our biggest export is?
Like software services.
Yeah, software. So China has a complete firewall. The EU tax the fuck out of our services. Canada doesn't allow any cellular services. And there's also
Dude,
tariffs on it. Every country
They barely had any
our
tariffs
biggest
on us before
export.
Trump, dude. They barely had any.
Canada has a complete ban on our cellular companies. China has a complete firewall. The EU.
I don't even think that's true.
They're talking about
so
taxing Facebook and other social medias before Trump even came in office.
Yeah.
What are
So
you talking about?
other countries do have markets that they do have to protect, just like you're talking about steel. Like Canada has dairy, and other countries have like I don't know, you name it, cars. So when they have those markets and it's too volatile to compete without a small tariff, that's what they do to protect their industry. What we're using them for is economic war. Like we're going in and saying, hey, fuck you. We have this huge tariff on you. You better bend to our will. You come kiss the ring. It's like a mafia fucking shakedown from Trump.
So China doesn't allow any U.S. social media, and not one. It doesn't, and it's also very strict when it comes to movies. So that's not just
okay, but that's not economic. That's social.
So okay, Canada doesn't allow any American cellular companies or any American media.
Okay,
Can you name one?
They let Facebook come in. They play movies there.
No, I meant media like TV. They don't allow any American cable. They don't allow any American cable, or they don't allow any...
why are you crying about
Because why is other countries allowed to tariff our biggest export?
If they don't allow it, that's not a tariff. It's a ban.
They don't allow they also tariff and the EU tariffs us. China, they make
the EU's average tariff is 3%.
Not when it comes to Facebook. They make Facebook and other social media.
So, poor Facebook. They're billionaires, dude. You want to pay extra taxes so that Mark Zuckerberg gets a tax break? You're fighting for Mark Zuckerberg a tax break? You want to pay more taxes for that?
Why would I want? I want Mark Zuckerberg to pay American taxes. I don't want to pay European taxes. I don't want to pay.
That's not going to change that dynamic, is it?
What do you mean that's not going to change?
Tariffing another country doesn't make Mark Zuckerberg pay more taxes here.
If Mark Zuckerberg hires foreign workers, yes, it does. Mark Zuckerberg hires Indians to help him with his call centers and software data. So yes, that makes him pay some sort of tax.
The tariffs.
Yes.
So so sure. Mark Zuckerberg will pay some taxes maybe for in that way. But Trump is giving all of these big companies, all they have to do is go to him and say, hey, can I get a waiver through the tariff? I will give you a gold statue of an apple.
What waiver has Trump given Facebook?
I'm sorry?
What waiver has Trump given Facebook?
I don't know if Trump's given it to Facebook, but he does this to oil companies, and he does this. He actually did this great little. He conned people in what's it called? God, wherever they grow the corn. He told a bunch of farmers, hey, do not stop growing corn. Do not go out of business. I got you. I'm going to make all of these gas companies put ethanol in their gas. And then he turned around to the gas companies and said, hey, if you pay me this amount of money, I will give you waivers to get through these ethanol things. And he fucked both sides. So
Trump's helping farmers out. 90% of farmers in America are family farms. That's actually good. Good on Trump.
Okay, he was responsible for absolutely fucking over the farm industry. We had to bail them out to the tune of $28 billion.
He also introduced the Farm Bill, which gave family farms 20% in tax cuts. That's good. W. Trump.
Yeah, so we're basically subsidizing farms like a motherfucker, but you don't believe in subsidizing industry?
We have no auto. Yeah, we have no shipbuilding. We have no car industry. We have no steel
industry. We have a
industry.
car industry.
We have a steel industry. God forbid we have to subsidize these farmers. Plus, we can probably subsidize these farmers with like 10% of the money we're getting in federal revenue from these tariffs. We're estimated to make like $600 billion.
These tariffs will be about 8% to 10% of our federal revenue. It's literally nothing. He has gutted our federal income from corporate taxpayers by way more than that.
10% of our federal revenue is a shit ton. That's actually that's more than the bottom 50% of America pays. The bottom 50% of America pays like 4% to 8% of the federal revenue.
I don't know how true that is, and I can check that, but
go check that right now. Go search it up right now.
Okay. But the truth is, Trump has introduced regressive tax rates so that the rich people pay less.
One of the most progressive tax systems ever.
What?
Yes, we do. We live in one of the most progressive tax systems.
No, we do not.
The poor should pay their fair share. The bottom 50% contributes like 4% in federal revenue. It's somewhere between 4 and 10%. That's ridiculous.
And what percent do the richest own?
The most, but that's in capital assets. What are you going to tax? Who hires all the people?
Who gets exploited? Who pays all of these rich people's? Who are consumers for all of these rich people's companies? Wouldn't a healthier middle class mean a more healthier upper class if more consumers could buy their goods? If they had more expendable money?
By giving them what? You give them tax breaks?
Yes.
What's gonna happen when you rich the tax? They're all gonna move.
When you tax the rich, they can move, but they'll lose our markets.
Have made fertilizer expensive and made people not want our stuff. We subsidied excess by selling to US aid. Now the fields are rotting.
I didn't get that whole thing.
Okay, we can get that fake example, that fake story out of the way. Well, I lost my train of thought because that stupid super chat. How much you want to bet he's not even in a farm? What a fucking idiot. I lost. What were you saying?
Yeah. So this is right now the tax rate. The tariffs are a regressive tax. So the consumers will be paying most of that in the coming months, years, for as long as they stay in place. And the companies that you say are going to come here will not exist the second those tariffs go away. So they're never going away. And the cheapest that the products will ever get is 1% probably below whatever the tariff price is of the goods coming from China, wherever the fuck we hate now. The companies will literally just raise prices on things that didn't even need to be raised.
So we can see this in 2018 during the trade war. What did the consumer price index go up in 2018? When
You're talking about one like tariff on steel and lumber, and the CPI on that is very tricky and it's very fickle.
China had a complete tariff on them in 2018.
He did not have blanket tariffs on them in 2018.
On a lot of industries, not blankets, but
yeah, okay, so it's different.
More than steel and lumber.
Yeah, okay, but not on everything. So how many industries do blanket tariffs cover? At least a million. At least a million different industries.
What'd you say?
How many industries do blanket tariffs touch? At least every one of them, right? Like there's infinite.
The only way to prevent loopholes. Also, you're correct. Every industry is connected to each other. We can't have an automobile industry if we don't have steel. You need the steel industry. You can't have it.
Dude, free trade is much more advantageous, and the only way you're going to win this conversation is talk about how it brings back jobs, which we don't need. And for some reason, you just really want our kids to put together Nike shoes, and I would rather them to be selling like software services.
So, job satisfaction has continuously gone down since the 1980s. But
gee, I wonder why. Maybe we stopped paying people as much. Capitalism. No, because
people don't want to sit in a desk all day.
Because capitalism. Because they have a fiduciary responsibility to pay at the very least as possible for the most part.
They have no God. They have no religion in their life, and they sit at a desk all day. They don't have real jobs.
No God. Really?
Yeah. They have no purpose. They sit at desk all day. They don't believe in God.
I think you can make your own purpose. I think believing in God makes you an awful person sometimes.
That rich people don't deserve their money is complete bullshit. Anyone can work at Taco Bell. I mean, these retail workers and these other workers, they get a fucking schedule list. They get a to-do list. And that's what they do. I think that Elon Musk actually does deserve all his fucking money. He landed a rocket ship. Zuckerberg does deserve all his money. He fucking created one of the most successful social media platforms ever. Holy fucking shit. Anyone
Listen,
can work
dude, he can keep a lot of money, that's fine. But we live in a society where we have to have a healthy economy, and when we start just sucking the dick of billionaires because they're so rich and you think you might be able to do that one day, I think is naive, and we could absolutely
sucking the dick of billionaires is allowing them to buy Chinese labor. Sucking the dick of billionaires allow them to hire Indian software workers. That's what's sucking the dick of billionaires.
Trump loves that. Trump is a billionaire, and 15 people in his administration are billionaires. Do you think you're going to make decisions against billionaires now?
Yeah, the tariffs are decisions against billionaires.
No, they're not. Consumers pay those tariffs. Why couldn't they just tax the rich?
Why is Walmart holding their prices then? Why is Walmart trying to hold the line right now?
Because
what happens when you raise prices?
Let me tell you.
What happens when you raise prices, you fucking idiot? When you raise prices, sales value goes down.
I know. I'm going to help you out. All right. I'm going to help you out. Walmart. They are very rich.
Storm Crow super chatted $5. I'm a woman, you learn. Also, my family was part of the USDA for our farming industry. But Trump/Doge fired 8 of 10 people in the US with that job.
Name one crop you grow. What type of corn do you grow? I mean, this lie. All you guys do is lie about these. Suddenly, everyone's a fucking farmer now. Suddenly, all these people are farmers now. That's fucking bullshit.
Dude, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you.
No, this lady's lying on the super chat. I work at a farm. The fertilizer. Get the fuck out of here. Most farmers vote for MAGA. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because they're in their own little bubble and they believe in this God and Jesus stuff.
0.001% of liberal farmers are probably liberal in the United States population.
Okay, one of my mods is a farmer. One of my mods literally is his family were soybean farmers who were put out of business by Trump. Do you want to talk to him?
Yeah, sure. You can go bring him up.
Yeah, his name's Tanner. I don't know if he's here, but
does Tanner enjoy that farm bill, that 20% cut on the farm bill, or is Tanner too busy hiring foreign workers? Illegal immigrants.
Yeah, did Trump stop deporting? He stopped looking for people on farms. Didn't you hear that? Doesn't Trump hate your idea now of the farms flourishing?
No, we'll be back. We'll be back, and we're gonna. The mass deportations are happening. $150 billion of ICE.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. That's more than any country's military. Can you think of an outcome that's worth that?
China has a $200 billion military.
Yeah, and they're the only military that's bigger than our ICE.
Oh, that's good. We have a major problem. We have like millions of people.
We have like literally we have a total of 13 million, and when Trump was in office it was 11.7. And you're literally doing just fine when Trump was in office and he had 11.7. Now we need a military?
No. What happened was the Republicans, and Trump's the difference. Trump's not part of the establishment. Trump's like he's like a Caesar. You know, a Caesar, from the Roman Empire. He's kind of like that guy, Caesar. Like he's a empire or an outsider.
He's a useful idiot. He is literally just doing Project 2025 and whatever else crazy shit Stephen Miller comes up with.
Yeah, the Republicans do not like Trump, by the way. The Republicans don't like Trump. They think that they're scared of Trump. Most Republicans are terrified of Trump.
Yeah, because Trump is a juggernaut, and he can just
America
First is a bumper sticker. Okay, Trump removing 12 million people from healthcare is not America First. Trump taxing people and then still sending aid to all of those countries he was saying America First about. He's still sending aid to all of those countries, isn't he?
Yeah, because the federal judge blocked him down. The judge blocked him down.
He didn't block him down with Ukraine. He's out there fucking helping Ukraine as much as he can.
He's not funding Ukraine.
Yes, he is.
Through NATO. It's not his money. It's through NATO. Also, he's
funding Ukraine.
Okay, not to the same levels as Biden. He's minorly funding Ukraine, and most of the weaponry is going through NATO.
Yeah, he raised y'all's taxes, cut people off of healthcare. He's going to round up a bunch of homeless people. He's tackling kids at birthday parties and outside of courthouses. America First, baby. Biden passed infrastructure. He passed a health care bill for veterans. He passed the Chips and Science Act. He passed the PACT Act. He did all of those things for America First.
Temporary jobs. That's not a serious job.
Those are all very serious jobs. 56,000 projects started so far.
They're all temporary jobs for like 1 to 2 years repairing roads. They're not long.
Sure. Or they're like they're building like waterways and giant manufacturing facilities, and they have to manage them and maintain them, and then they move to different projects. This is a 10-year plan.
First of all, the infrastructure. What was it? Inflation Reduction Act that had 100% tariffs on Chinese EVs and other EVs around the world. It was a blanket tariff. EVs.
It was not a blanket tariff; it was a targeted tariff on EVs. We're going to add that to your
blanket tariff on all EVs.
That is a brilliant idea. It's called a tariff paired with subsidies. So when we invested in EVs and biomanufacturing and all of those facilities that Biden got people to invest in, that paired with science.
He had to buy all this money from Argentina. He needed to get all the lithium. He didn't have the lithium. He needed to mine lithium in Nevada. It was a complete disaster because he didn't have the industries to build around it. You need infrastructure if you want to do these things. The Inflation Reduction Act was a disaster.
The Inflation Reduction Act paid for itself. It was fantastic.
It was a disaster.
How was it a disaster?
He also got tariffed by the EU. He got counteracted by the EU.
Dude, Trump did more with trade wars than anybody. You're crying about us getting tariffed by the EU?
I think it was a good idea, but he didn't go far enough. He didn't pull the trigger. He just did these minor things. Same with the semiconductor stuff.
No, he did. This is minor.
Didn't go far enough.
This is minor.
We can't see your thing. Most of the infrastructure bill funding got denied.
Look at that. Look at that. This is just private investment. Look at this public investment. Holy shit. That's little?
The inflation, how much? Go look at an update on that. Let's see the update.
Trump deleted this off the White House archive because Trump is a piece of shit fascist.
Most of those funds got blocked by judges. Only 20% of the
so far, $1 trillion invested in communities. In industries, 449 billion in semiconductors, 184 billion in EVs.
Only 20% of that funding got passed. What are you talking about?
So Trump stopped it?
No, other judges stopped it. Local politicians stopped it. It was stopped by multiple. Go look at it. Only 20% of that bill has been passed so far, and most of it's getting.
Of Inflation Reduction Act or Chips and Science? Because that was Chips and Science.
Infrastructure bill.
Okay, you're talking about the infrastructure bill. Okay, what I just showed you has nothing to do with the infrastructure bill.
The Chips and Science Act wasn't far enough. Also, we had to get most of these.
That's what I just showed you. What do you mean wasn't far enough?
Fine. Oh, I didn't realize it was a semiconductor. Who gets most of the federal funding besides Intel? It's TSMC. That's a Taiwanese semiconductor builder.
No, you're just.
They don't even build the best chips in America. They still build the best chips in Taiwan.
I get it. You're complaining, but we need to start somewhere. We industrialize. We are babies. We're infants in this industry.
Also, the semiconductor industries are critical. No, we're not. Intel has been leading the industry. NVIDIA designs almost all the high quality.
Intel's
chips.
not doing great.
We're
I
not a baby
know.
in this industry.
We are a baby,
We're not a baby in this industry.
We are a baby. We produce 10% of the world's microchips. We want to be producing about 20% by 2030. That's what Biden was doing with the Chips and Science Act.
Why did we lose it all? And it's also not fixing the problem. Taiwan's still advancing the most. They're still putting their most.
You're just crying about spilled milk, dude. Again, you're sitting here thinking that tariffs alone will fix this, and we need to subsidize if we're going to have any business. We have no business. We have no business.
Companies will innovate. Companies will innovate. They'll be forced to innovate.
No, they won't.
Yes, companies constantly will be forced to innovate.
Let me tell you about something.
If you look at it right now, or what do we produce most? Not services, but what do we actually produce materially?
I don't know, oil?
It's aviation, and it's really just aviation. It's aviation and military. Military, we don't really produce at the same level as China, but we produce good military stuff. And Boeing fucking sucks. Boeing's a disaster. We don't. Produce
You're just saying random shit. Okay, I'm saying we need to subsidize industries paired with targeted tariffs. Dude, let me finish. We have to do targeted tariffs, just like Biden did with EVs, and then we have to subsidize those. And we have to focus on them. What Trump is saying is we want to build everything. We want to do everything. If you want to come here, we're not even going to target anything. We're just going to hope. We're going to open our legs, and we're going to say, come here. Even though we only have 4% unemployment, these people are all magically just going to jump out of nowhere. Even though we're deporting people and our population is declining, all these people are magically pop out of nowhere and work these jobs.
Okay, can I respond now? To have an industry, every industry is connected. Also, targeted tariffs don't work because they have a lot of loopholes. For example, when Biden put the Chinese EV tariff on, China just made a finished car in Mexico and said it was made in Mexico. If you want an industry, you need to have connections. Steel connects the cars. Cars connect the ships. Ships connect the tanks. They're all interconnected. You need the infrastructure in general. You can't just say, oh, I want an automobile industry without the steel industry, without the
then do those things. You're sitting here telling me that blanket tariffs are helping us with this. They're not. The blanket tariffs are not helping us with this.
It's all interconnected. Industries are interconnected. They are. You need to have an
I know they are. I had to explain this to you when we talked about steel, and you chose not to even acknowledge that with all the job losses.
Yes, steel is connected to housing. Yes,
and all of the job houses, all the contractors who could no longer build because steel was going up so much, all of those people who lost their jobs.
Well, maybe
All the
we
people
should
who
have
build cabinets and cars and all
maybe we
that.
shouldn't have 60 million immigrants come in the past 30 years. That would maybe help with the housing crisis.
That wouldn't do anything. They're only
also, all these
3% of our
regulations-
population.
Also, all these regulations and allowing more deductibles is going to help more with housing. Trump's also selling federal land to deal with housing. There's other ways to counteract this.
No, I forgot what I was just about to say. But we need more houses, but immigrants are not buying all of the houses. Single family homes have gone up from 10 to 20% in private investors.
That's why Trump's selling federal land.
Trump is trying to get
Trump's
federal
selling federal
Dude,
land
shut
for
up.
housing.
Federal land is all these people need houses. They don't need land. We have plenty of land.
He's selling federal land to create housing. To get a
for
house,
rich
you
people
need
to go
buy
buy all the
property.
houses some more.
Property is one of the big reasons why housing costs so much. Property,
I know.
not just
Dude, stop
not the
selling
house.
federal land. This is so insane. Trump doing things like deregulating the housing market so that investors come and just buy all the fucking houses. That's what hurts the housing market, not the 3% of people who can't even get a fucking mortgage because they don't have a social.
I'm not talking about legal immigration. I'm talking about legal immigration too. All the H-1B visa workers too. Immigration.
So you have
in
a problem
general,
with
too.
just immigration in general, even though we have population decline?
Immigration is too. Yes, immigration is too high. I think every American's been banging on their doors. Every American wants less immigration.
Just
Why do
because
you think Trump
yes,
won
people have had their feelings and their heartstrings pulled at, but they can't really articulate what the actual pain points are. And you just wrongly pointed to the housing market, and it just goes to show how Trump's messaging just melts
It's
your
not just
fucking brain. You
housing.
don't like them for any
It's
reason
not
in
just
particular.
housing. Why do you think San Francisco? Why do you think New York's so expensive? Obviously, it does
Because
have
a
to
lot
do
of
with the
people move
influx of
there
immigration.
because it's very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, the influx of immigration. No shit. You have all the people who are
market's there.
immigrating to San
Everybody,
Francisco and
you
New
would
York.
love.
Obviously, the housing
Listen,
market's
you
gonna
could
go up.
only dream for any of your shitty fucking piece of shit red states to be like those states. You would
Yeah, 'cause
only
you took
dream.
all the fucking industry away. You guys always say, "Oh, we have to subsidize everyone." Yeah, no fucking shit, because you sold out all our jobs and industries overseas.
We
don't
did.
produce anything.
Capitalism
Local
did.
local economies rely on manufacturing. That's what makes up most of their GDP. You take all those fucking jobs away,
Okay,
and then you're
70% of the
surprised,
70% of the GDP of this
this.
country it comes from blue counties, and if you guys are just
why is that?
clawing,
You
if you
took
guys
all-
just
you
if you guys
took-
just absolutely have to work and make Nikes and have your shitty jobs, that's on y'all. But or you could just move to
You
where
took
people
all the
are
industry
and you
away
can
from
fucking
red
get a job.
You took all the industry away from
We
red
took
states.
all of the
Red-
industry away.
Yes, free trade under Clinton and partly Reagan too. But he was
Reagan's
established
literally
Republican.
on quote saying tariffs are bad. He's on quote talking about
Yeah,
how
he's a-
they
Well, I
disincentivize
just
innovation,
said
how they
Reagan wasn't right
disincentivize
about that.
competition, because people will just sit here and kick their fucking legs up behind Trump's tariffs and not innovate shit
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
and
all
keep
these
it a penny
companies are
cheaper than
attacking
China.
America. Yeah, because we're never going to beat China with an attitude like that. Yeah, you're going to have to actually force these companies to buy American workers. We're going to actually
And
gotta
then it'll be
actually
more
turn it
expensive.
around.
American workers will make things more expensive, and nobody will buy it from us. And the whole world continues buying from China with this
that's why you're
shitty
gonna get
incestuous
subsidies.
market that you're just so obsessed with to having. You just have this shitty incestuous domestic market that sells to almost nobody, while the rest of the world is running fucking laps around us, buying the better stuff for cheaper.
They're already running laps around us. Look at our EV
Yeah, I know, and
industry.
tariffs are going to make it even worse.
No, it's not. It's going to actually it's going to force these companies to innovate.
No,
Ford's
it's
gonna
not.
have
It
to
does not
innovate.
force innovation. It literally is the opposite.
Yes, it
Nobody
does.
has to innovate behind a tariff.
Yes, it does. Boeing before Airbus was allowed to flood the market in America, Boeing had the best planes ever. Boeing was able to innovate more because these American U.S. airlines had to force to buy Boeing planes, so they had to create better products. Then when Airbus flooded the market, Boeing planes significantly went down. Boeing planes care more about profit now than they do care about, actually creating a safe product. That's why Boeing's
Okay,
going down.
that is an outlier or something. I'm talking about generally how the
It's
market
in general
works.
too. Same with semiconductors. We used to have the best semiconductors ever. Soon, when foreign semiconductors could produce it cheaper, then then we started
Yeah,
investing
and why
less in
can they produce it
semiconductors.
cheaper? What is true about those countries that is not true here that makes it impossible
They
for
have
us
an
to
abundance-
outdo them?
First of all, Taiwan doesn't have cheap labor. That's not a good example. But in
Okay,
general,
but they
have
have
an
low
abundant amount-
low cost of living, right?
They have cheap labor. They have an abundant amount of cheap labor.
You just said they didn't.
Well, right now in Taiwan, currently no, but in general, the theme, yes, a lot of these
And they
countries
have the
an
tools, and
abundance.
they have
They
all the
have
industry
cheap
that we
labor.
don't have, right?
What do you say?
They have all the industry that we don't have.
They have all the abundant cheap labor. Yes, they have all the labor.
Yeah, and if we try to copy paste their microchips is a bad example because I am actually for critical industries like that, and I think we can compete with those. When we talk about like shoes and plastic and all the other things that Trump's tariffs touch, we will never ever, and nor do we ever want to compete with China on some of those things. And it's just a dumb person tax.
First of all, Nike. What's some of our biggest industries are shoe industries. Nike's an American industry. It's one of the biggest shoe industries. So yeah,
And
we
they're
actually
made
do
where?
work with shoes. What?
And they're made
based
where?
in the U.S. They're
And
made
they're
in China.
made where?
In China.
Yeah, and why do they make them there?
What's happening? China's releasing its own brand of shoes, and now they're starting to take over the American market. Why is that?
You're just
Now they have all
how
the
does that have to
labor
do with
now. Now
anything
they
with
have all
this?
the
I am
special
saying
features
that
and
very obviously
Now they're all-
Nike will never be able to outcompete China when it comes to cheap labor. We will never be able to make shoes here and compete with China. So why are we tariffing shoes?
because Chinese shoes are already starting to take over the market. They're already what Nike did is they trained all these Chinese workers. They specialize all these Chinese professors and
Okay,
Chinese
again, where are we
operators.
competing with them? Do we have any domestic markets that make fucking shoes for the rest of the world?
Wait, what did you say?
Do we have any domestic shoe manufacturing here that's worth mentioning?
We used to. We don't have any anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
There might be a few plants in North Carolina, but what's happened though? China's taken over the shoe market.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
once
you just
Nike
so
sees-
badly want that here? I love focusing on software and
we
stuff.
get a
That's way
shit ton of
better.
money. A lot of people buy Nikes. That actually helps America out. A lot of people in Europe. A lot
Yeah,
of people in Asia
and
buy
because
Nike
Nike is able to source those shoes from China, they make more money.
No, but what's happening is China's starting to outsource Nike because Nike taught all the people how to make shoes, how to specialize in shoes, and now a Chinese company is starting to rival Nike, and they're starting to take more of the market share. So why are we going to help? Nike's going to fall off because Nike can't compete anymore. When
Okay,
China
but that
starts
has nothing to
when
do with
China takes out
that has
Nike as
nothing
the
to do with
market.
domestic labor or tariffs or anything, right?
Yes, it does, because if we didn't specialize these people in China, they wouldn't have the expertise, and we could actually innovate in our
Even
own
if we
market.
tariff those shoes from China, I bet their post-tariff prices are cheaper than Nike.
Well, we're gonna have to, just like the EVs, we're gonna have to have a 200% tariff. We're gonna have to have an insane amount of tariff.
See, again,
If you really-
we need to focus on one industry and just say this is a plan
All our
instead of just
industries are
like
getting
fucking
fucked
it up
up.
and doing this sloppy work that you keep backtracking on. Once I mentioned
All our
the
industries are
horrible.
getting fucked. Do you think it's important for us to have a shoe industry? Do you think
No.
it's important for us to have an odd? So you
No.
don't think America should make any shoes at all?
No, I'm good.
Do you think that it's important that America has an automobile industry?
Sure.
Do you think it's important America has a shipbuilding industry?
Yep.
Okay, we don't have any shipyards. So
Our
do you
Navy
think it's
does.
important that America has a steel industry?
Yeah.
Do you think
Our
it's
Navy has
important
shipyards, don't we?
We have what?
Well, our Navy does, don't we?
We only have 4 public shipyards that builds commercial ships.
Okay.
Okay,
like these are things we could easily target, right? But when we talk about shoes and plastic and all these other things, like 99% of the things Trump tariffs, it makes no sense.
At Radstorm Pro Super Chatted $5. Caller, do you enjoy coffee, chocolate, vanilla, or bananas? I hope you enjoy them being more expensive from tariffs we can't produce that food
we can
demand.
produce bananas in Guam. We can produce bananas in Puerto Rico.
Coconuts,
we have the
coffee. There's all sorts of stuff we can't grow here.
We can grow in Guam and Puerto Rico. That's a tropical weather that can grow those things.
Yeah, but like cocoa water, for instance, they are absolutely just going out of business. One of the giants, and it's because of the tariffs. They don't have any options. Just
And
magically
that will
growing
bring a
coconuts
new
here.
industry. There's a market for cocoa water. People are gonna want cocoa water. This is the whole
Dog,
thing.
what? I'm saying that cocoa water, the already giant, is about to go out of business because they have no choice but to pay tariffs. There's no way to bring coconuts domestically and grow them here.
There's tropical lands all over the world, all over our country.
They
We have
didn't think about
Guam,
that.
we have
Cocoa
Puerto
water,
Rico.
one of the richest
They
coconut
can't
water
grow-
companies on the world. They didn't
They
think about that.
can't grow coconut trees in Guam or Puerto Rico.
So
Then that's on
the
them.
coconut water just didn't think about that. They need you to consult them.
Yeah, they should grow in Guam, the American Samoa, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico. Those have climates to create coconut trees.
So coconut water is just lying when they say they're going out of business. They're just dumb.
Yeah, it's probably because it's mismanaged. Probably because it's mismanaged, and
And not because of these
that will
insane
cause
tariffs
another.
Trump imposed on the whole world.
Yeah, and that will cause another American industry. When you have a 25% tariff,
So you
and that's
acknowledge that some industries, some people will lose their jobs, far more people if that giant
yes,
company
some
goes
industries
business.
will, but those
And then
industries and those jobs will be replaced by other companies and other employees.
now, like
Yes,
other
when
markets are just going
Amazon,
to ship them over here. We're just going to get foreign
yes,
cocoa
that's what's
water.
because those industries they have a market share. What's going to happen is, look, a coconut company in America is going to say, hey, if we produce in America, we don't have to pay this 25-50% tariff. So let's go try to buy farmland in Hawaii or buy farmland in Puerto Rico or buy farmland in Guam or American Samoa.
Daryl,
Let's try to produce a
Daryl, thank you
coconut.
for the $30, guys. $10 more if y'all are trying to kick. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just going to leave then if you're going to do this stupid shit.
We can still talk. Okay. Yeah, we don't have enough people, and we're in population decline. While he thinks these industries are magically going to propagate, like people are just not going to have exist to work these jobs. Heavens to Betsy, y'all. Guys, I've been live for almost 3 hours. Do we have any more Trump supporters in the chat? Also, we're almost at 200K. Tap the screen, guys.
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
Well, it's not that I really like Trump. I just feel like there was no other option.
What was so wrong with Kamala?
Yeah, she just was bad.
You want to give me something to work with? Like, I feel like obviously Trump was so bad, probably the most controversial person to exist on the planet. Adjudicated sexual abuser, like had multiple felonies, 34 felonies conviction, 88 total indicted by multiple grand juries, says things that are wildly outrageous all the time. Or Kamala, who chuckled a little bit and was a lawyer and had 27 years in government experience and was a prosecutor and served the people her whole life.
Okay, he also said things that no one else on either political aisle said for like 30 years, like trying to actually bring manufacturing back to America and not outsourcing.
I think
everything
every president promises manufacturing jobs. Obama was like the king at that.
Obama was the king at promoting manufacturing jobs. Okay, well, I'm looking at from a perspective of somebody from Ohio that has been over like seen from the last 20 years of we've lost 30% of our manufacturing jobs, and I just want to know where those went.
Yeah, so when there's cheaper labor overseas, people start choosing to do that. It's called a free market, and nobody just maliciously decided, hey, fuck you, Evan Baker. We don't want you to have a job. I'm going to ship this overseas, and I'm going to make a lot of money. This is just what people do. If you want to compete with everyone else, you have to do that, or you can't just be a good guy and continue to hire people in the middle of cornfields, in the middle of nowhere, because they chose to live in some weird spot in the United States. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The world has moved along, and farming is very hard to be profitable. It's not easy to just open a shitty mom and pop store and be wildly successful. You have to do more work now. And yeah, rural areas don't have a lot of people, and it's hard to keep people when you have nothing but like Republicans or something running your city or state, and they don't do anything to attract and make economies thrive. They just do, I don't know, racist policies and pro-gun, anti-abortion legislation, and cut everyone's taxes so that the city has absolutely no budget to help anybody, and nobody stays.
Okay, well, Trump is the only one that seemed like he really would go against, like, immigration is a big issue for a lot of people. That was
I think he made it made it a big issue for everybody. I don't think it's a legitimate issue. A lot of people are wildly misinformed. I just had a guest up here tell me with his full chest that like 30 million people came across the border while Biden was president, and Trump would love for you to believe that. He said 20 million the other day on True Social. The real number is like 1.5 million. It's like nothing.
Or what stat are you reading for that?
So there's 1.5 million gotaways. There were 15 million people who approached the border. That's the only thing Trump wants to make sure you know. He thinks that the border was wide open, or he says that the border was wide open, but Biden had a higher rate of turning people back at the border, even with a higher volume. So I think he just politicized people. It's very easy to do in right-wing politics, no matter what time in history or part of the earth you're on. If you're in right-wing politics, you can just start talking shit about immigrants, and no matter how bad the problem actually is, you can get elected.
Okay, so what's like what are you not liking what he's doing recently?
I don't like that he's sending people to prison in El Salvador for the rest of their lives with no due process. I don't like that he spent $140 billion on ICE, which is more than any country on earth besides China that they spend on their military. I think there's not a single thing you could point to as an outcome that would be worth that. We could just literally get rid of homeless people and house every single one of them for that much money. I don't think there's a single outcome you could point to that makes it worth it.
I'm looking at some stats right now, and the border encounters are 90% lower than the monthly average under the last administration. So how do you explain that?
Again, I don't care about encounters, but yes, people are, we even have travel restrictions from certain countries telling them not to come to the United States because Trump is in charge right now and he's doing all sorts of civil rights violations. And he's sending people to prison for the rest of their lives with no due process. They will be there forever. Just because they had some tattoos and they had 90% had no criminal background in either country, they're just rotting away, dude. That's why nobody wants to come to the border. We even have a dip in tourism. We're down 11% because nobody wants to come and get stuck or come and have their phone checked by Customs and Border Patrol and have them go back to their country because they have a picture of Trump in there. That doesn't look great.
Well, it seems like there's only 148 people a day that they're apprehending. Biden had a rate of 152 every 2 hours last July.
Yeah, again, you're going to have to articulate how that's so bad. So, like, people coming here to work across the border, how is that bad?
Trying to cross the border illegally without...
When you have an encounter, that just means somebody's coming here, like they were talked to by Customs Border Patrol. You don't like people trying to come here?
The messaging that they're doing, it's like almost seems like they're kind of inviting people to try to come here illegally.
Can you tell us how we're inviting people illegally?
I can't tell you how they're doing that. Well, it's whatever policies they have that let people come into the country.
So
example,
Trump,
like
4 hours before he left office, 4 hours before Trump left office the first time, he gave all of Venezuela temporary protective status, meaning if you're Venezuelan, you come right to our border, you're allowed in. Do you think that maybe had something to do with that?
Whatever the messaging he was using obviously was not good because...
Do you think Fox News saying that the border's wide open every day had something to do with it?
Well, it seemed like it was true. So I saw a lot of videos. There are just tons of people just coming to the border.
That's how propaganda works. Like, so no matter what the numbers are, there's always going to be people like coming to the border. And all they have to do is show people like you, like a video of it. And you're like, oh my God.
Well, I'm reading the statistics and it's literally 90% lower. Like, that's a huge shift. You can't just...
Yeah, I know. And Trump is doing that with stochastic terrorism. Do I care that people come to the... Like, I want migration. I don't know about you, but migration is good for the economy.
Yeah. Well, I'd say legal migration is... Well,
we're not even getting that, right? Like, so those numbers would include legal migrants that want to come. We're not getting legal migrants. And Trump is also reversing 500,000 people's legal status, kicking them out too. And also making it harder to come here legally. And that's why people come here illegally.
The thesis, that thing he was talking about with the Elon Musk was going on about those visas for people. A lot of the MAGA was mad about that.
H-1B1 visas, the things Trump is for now?
Yeah. I'm talking about the H-1B1 visas, which is, that seems what he's trying to do, is trying to get skilled labor from illegal immigrants instead of using them for...
Those are legal. H-1B1 visas are legal, but Trump is for H-1B1 visas too.
Yeah, and I'm saying a lot of MAGA disagree with that.
Yeah, but so you voted for someone you disagree with the immigration policies on?
I'm not saying I disagree with the H-1B1 visas.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me when someone shows me a big chart of like numbers, people coming to the gate. Like, I actually just look for like, okay, what's the actual outcome? What's the problem? Is it the job market? Is it crime? What is it? And is it the economy? And it turns out like all of those things are great when those people are here.
Well,
so
there's also crime. We could talk about what's happening in DC with the DC National Guard takeover.
What about immigrants?
What about them?
Okay, fine. So do you think that the DC National Guard takeover is federal overreach, or do you think it's an effective way to handle crime long term?
To do it.
I'm sorry?
I think they're within their rights to take over DC.
I'm not asking if they're within their rights, but like, this is the big government boogeyman that the right supposedly hated, but now they have to cope and say they like it now?
Well, I feel like DC is a different story because it's not treated as an actual state, and the federal government does have jurisdiction.
Okay, but he's also talking about doing multiple other cities. Or what's you're going to cope for going to be for that?
I mean, just see what happens, and if he can
That's
get
it.
the crime.
And when
down,
if the crime goes down temporarily, so we can brag about it, but the second that the military presence leaves, it goes back up. I don't know if I care. That's just costing us an actual fortune.
just
It's
have
not a
to
real
see-
solution.
It's easier to keep it down once you get it down than to just
No, it's not.
hope it goes down.
That's not really true. Experts say that it is not a long-term solution.
Well, it might not be a long-term solution, but he could keep
It's
doing
political theater. It's or something else, but it's not a solution. Crime is already at a 30-year low in DC. They're out there
it.
picking up trash
Yeah,
and shit.
Your load, I don't like that stat either because their rate was still really high when you even compare it to
Dallas is higher. I live in Dallas. It's much higher. Why isn't he in Dallas?
Are you talking per capita or overall?
Per capita. Overall is a really bad way to look at stats.
Yeah. So you're looking at per capita, or are you looking at rates of murder or violent crime?
I think in all of those metrics, besides carjacking.
So then maybe he should send the National Guard to Dallas too.
Again, like, it's costing us a fortune. This is the authoritarian thing that we were talking about before he got elected. We don't like the federal government just coming in and controlling every aspect of our life. It's very expensive. Again, I don't feel like you guys have any actual morals or values. When he's big government, you love big government. When he's not big government, you hate big government. If authoritarian showed up, if authoritarianism showed up tomorrow in the form of military takeover, what would it look like? How would it be different from DC?
I think it would just, like, they would just arrest you if you weren't committing any crimes. Or
There was a guy who got felony charges for throwing a sandwich.
yeah, that's assaulting a federal officer. That's a crime. And he was I think, what was he, a senator, Congress? What was he? He was something.
Yeah. Again, like, the more you police places, it's probably going to cause some crime too. But again, these people aren't trained to do any sort of policing, special National Guard. They have no police training at all, or law enforcement. So it's just political theater or something. I think he's just testing it, and he has talked about doing it in other cities. And I think that we need to actually do viable solutions instead of putting a Band-Aid on it. What he's doing is, in my opinion, if crime goes down and he does all of this stuff, he's just going to be like, oh, look how low crime is is with military takeovers. Why can't we have military takeovers all the time? And he's just going to military take over all the cities that he doesn't like.
I mean, I don't know if I can really go along with taking over other cities because I just think DC is a special case.
But he didn't. Didn't he already send more people out to other cities, like 1,500 troops?
Well, yeah, but I don't have to support everything he does.
Okay. All right. So he has gone too far. You just you care about the other small subtle details that he got right by
I care
chance.
more about the actual things that he was running on. And
Lowering food prices and then putting taxes on them the next day and acting like he what? He said he was going to lower everything and instead he's making it more expensive. And he said he's going to end the war in 24 hours and do that. His first term, he didn't build a wall. He didn't pass infrastructure. He didn't do anything he promised. I don't know why you would think he'd do it again.
he's actually, at least seems more like he's trying compared to anybody else.
But Joe Biden was
Storm Crow super chatted $5. An interesting thing to look at is the third wave experiment. Or how a high school class turned fascist without knowing in about a week. Slippery slope.
Yeah, I don't know. He is having a hell of a go at it, but yeah, courts are stopping him. He's getting y'all to be outraged about him having to follow the law. He's even said that he doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution, and you guys are for that. You guys didn't blink an eye.
I mean, it's not like Biden didn't try to do unconstitutional things, like with student loan forgiveness that got struck down by the courts as well.
Yeah, and then he did it the right way.
And did
he call for those judges to be impeached? Did he make it political? No.
I mean,
that's what Trump is doing. He's got all of y'all for a few weeks. We're ready to impeach a judge, and then you were ready to take away the teeth from all of those federal injunctions.
Wait, what was that?
You guys had them take away the teeth from federal injunctions?
I don't even know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Trump gave himself more power through the Supreme Court by issuing an executive order that went directly against birthright citizenship.
And then you were saying earlier about subsidies on like you said the only way to make companies come back is like strategic tariffs and subsidies for the companies. Is that what you said?
Hey, it's the most effective way to do it, yeah.
Okay, so why do you think they need subsidies and not just?
Because if first of all, if you're a billionaire and you're a venture capitalist and you have a bunch of money and someone comes to you and says, hey, there's this new thing now where Biden is letting us invest in microchip manufacturing and we get a huge subsidy and we will for sure make profit because profit margins are usually 30% and now they'll be 40%. And that's how we'll compete with other countries, because when money comes directly from the government, it makes prices lower like we do with gasoline and a fucking slew of other things to make our economy survive. We can do those things with those specialized industries and we can make them cheaper artificially than the countries we're competing with. And that's how we industrialize.
So, okay, so I understand the subsidies. I'm assuming you like the CHIPS Act. I don't know. We still got really behind. I don't know. Should we have had better policy to begin with to keep manufacturing of like?
It's too bad. I don't know what to dwell on the past, but we can fix it. And the right way to fix it is not tariffs, I don't think. I don't think if blanket tariffs are going to fix anything. He can strong arm a bunch of countries into giving him some personal favors and maybe having his friends get rich because they're buying a bunch of oil or something now. That doesn't do me any solid. In fact, I think oil is going to get more expensive because he's making all these countries buy all of our fucking oil now.
Well, I know a lot of companies have been making promises to get to like bring a bunch of manufacturing here.
Yeah, and
like
even more
Apple.
companies are probably struggling and going right out of business because if you're a shirt manufacturer and you're buying shirts and then went up by 30%, you're going to have to fire a whole bunch of people or just straight up go out of business.
Yeah, I don't really care about clothes manufacturing. It's just
I'm
I
not just
think
talking about clothes. That's an example that is applicable across almost all industries.
I'm gonna go to business out of business just because they start making their glass panels in America.
Yes, they will. How long do you think it'll start taking for us to make a comparable solution to China?
Probably 20 years.
Yeah, so for 20 years, we're all just fucked.
Well, not if we start right now.
Couldn't we just not do the tariffs and industrialize the subsidies and be good in 20 years and nobody gets hurt?
I mean, it's lower cost to the people.
No, you were talking about people losing jobs and the economy taking a hit. That's the cost I'm talking about. And when we could have just taken a few $1 billion and not done any of this stupid shit and fucking up the stock market, causing uncertainty.
Okay, well, I think Apple can afford to build something in America, and they proved that they could when they agreed to, like, what was it, 500 billion in investment?
They're gonna make like front-facing cameras and proximity sensors here, but not the phones.
Which I think is fine, because that's pretty. I think we should be manufacturing our top technology here instead of.
I agree, and those are specialized industries, and I keep going back and forth with you on this. All of this shit has to do with critical industries.
Yeah, critical industries should be here. We should have more shipbuilding.
Not shoes, not plastic, not all this other shit. Plastic straws. I don't dream that my children work at a Nike factory or a plastic straw factory. I'm good.
Yeah, I agree with you. But there's, like, we could be manufacturing phones here, or we could be.
All right, I get it. Then write a bill called the phone manufacturing thing and do a full encompassing like bill that assures economic growth and prosperity and doesn't hurt everybody involved and doesn't cause people pain and cause all of our fucking allies in other countries to fucking hate us and cause everybody to go out of business who's caught in between, who's not rich and Trump's favorite. Because that's what we're doing, we're choosing favorites.
Okay, well, I think TSMC, I think they're also coming back to America right now. I think they're working with Intel, as Intel has a big plant coming to Ohio and Columbus.
Good. Cool, man. Cool. I don't care. Trump's EO is an executive order, and it just got struck down by an appeals court. Do you think they're not fucking shitting bricks right now that they're not going to be even profitable if Trump's tariffs go away?
Who's not going to be profitable?
These companies hiding behind his tariffs? Any of them? Who made billions of dollars in investments and these tariffs could just go away because they're an executive order?
The tariffs are just, I think he just uses them as like a negotiating tactic. I don't
Yeah,
think
and the only reason you could survive in our industry because he threatened you with a tariff is if the tariff is still up.
Yeah, so then the people, they won't take the tariffs away, the next president.
Okay, or it just got struck down. Who knows? You see how this is real flimsy?
I mean, that's just the parameters he has to work with. He only has
Yeah,
so many levels.
he could just be MAGA sucks at governing. They can't actually like do governing and like pass something through Congress that would be this controversial. Who do you think in their right fucking mind in Congress would vote for tariffs on the whole world?
I don't think most people would, on the whole world at least. Maybe I could see maybe he's just trying to prove a point about a trade deficit or something. Or
Yeah, and we all had to teach y'all about trade deficits when he did that. It's real sad. All of y'all thought trade deficits were all inherently bad. We need to go around and fix trade deficits. And it turns out there's not a single fucking country that could ever flip a trade deficit with us. That's not like Canada or Australia. Like everyone else who he's taught y'all about trade deficits, there's not a chance in fucking hell. Do you think a country of 5 million people with a GDP of like $1 trillion is ever going to have a trade deficit with us?
Well, obviously not. We could look at like the big countries. We got China and
Okay, what are they going to buy from us?
I don't know, they can buy something. Or we can just tear up the stuff they sell us. We buy all their stuff. Why can't they
But
buy
it just has to make sense, dude. It just has to make sense. And it doesn't.
What, buying Chinese people buying our stuff? China should be pretty developed by now. They got like all of our biggest companies making stuff there. Like they've had 20 years they've grown at a crazy rate.
Listen, if they wanted to, if it made sense for them to buy stuff from us, they would, right?
Yeah, but China puts tariffs on our stuff. A lot of countries put tariffs on us, so we
Yeah,
can't
I know.
even
And he
sell
made
our
you,
stuff.
and if you're very vague about that, you could convince some MAGA idiot that this is retaliatory. But there's not a single country where these tariffs are retaliatory. Not a single country comes close to the 10% blanket tariff. Not even one.
Okay, what is there another point that we can move on to?
I don't know.
Trying to think we did good. I don't think it's that Trump was really that good. I think it was just that he was playing the game on like easy mode.
He was saying the most outrageous things that you would have to either endorse or ignore. I don't know how hard it is to listen to someone say migrants are poisoning the blood of America. I think I'm good. I think I'm on the right side of history if I don't vote for that politician. That's easy mode for me.
Well, no, because then it only gives you one choice.
Yeah, it's not hard. Like Hitler or some dude who kicked a puppy, I choose the dude who kicked a puppy.
It's either the guy that was falling asleep the last 4 years that came out like once a week.
There's no instance in where you could show me where Biden fell asleep anywhere. We do have Trump falling asleep in court.
Well, that's because he was in court and it was probably really boring.
Yeah, I'm sure running the government's real exciting.
Of the president, so nothing would happen to him.
Yeah. So again, we don't have any. Trump just said Sleepy Joe, and that's the power of marketing. It's just you associated Joe with being sleepy when he was the most productive president we had in recent history.
Like it was obvious, everyone was defending him the whole time. Whenever you would see him walk and talk, he completely bombed and lost to a debate with Trump. Like, how do you lose a debate with Trump?
He was sick, but he was showing his age. I think that any given day you listen to a Trump speech, he is far past coherent. He is very stupid, profoundly stupid. He says things like sharks and batteries, and that batteries are magnets to go poof underwater, or that Puerto Rico has its own president, or that you should nuke a hurricane, or that the wettest hurricane from the standpoint of water, or that Nancy Pelosi's Nikki Haley, or that the late great Hannibal Lecter endorsed him multiple times. Like Trump is, the double standard's insane. Trump is fucking stupid and incoherent all the time, and Biden had like 3 incidents where he like fumbled or ended a sentence, but he never showed his ass and showed us how fucking absolutely stupid he was.
I feel like Biden just didn't show anything. He wasn't even.
He didn't love attention. Trump is a megalomaniac. He loves attention. He is absolutely obsessed with himself. Biden just loves to do good things and keep his head down and work.
Maybe social media is changed politics, because I don't think Trump could ever do what he accomplished without social media.
I agree. When he says things that are horrible, they echo throughout society for all of perpetuity, in and out of your For You page and on our timelines, and we have to digest it. And yes, it's really bad.
Trump is good for social media. I think makes a lot of engagement.
It's just like saying Hitler's good for social media. A lot of people talk about him too.
Except Trump isn't really Hitler.
Except he's really close to it.
I don't think so. I think the big thing with Hitler is that he killed a lot of Jews, and that was like what most people care about now. And Trump is on side. He likes Jewish people.
I think that you're wrong, and that's a very watered down, privileged, silly take on it. If you think the only thing Hitler did was just kill a bunch of Jewish people, you're wrong. There was a process to it, and Trump has championed that process and that rhetoric, and he's literally the most parallel person I can think of when it comes to Hitler. And 14 tenets of fascism, he checks every single box. 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10.
Well, everyone voted for him, so
a lot of people voted for Hitler. It doesn't prove anything.
Okay, I don't agree with you that he's like Hitler.
That's not a point.
Okay. I mean, wait, what's like the main parallel between Hitler and Trump?
Okay, so Hitler said that Jewish people creating crime, and he falsely stated that they were overrepresented in crime statistics. Same thing that Trump does with migrants. Migrants killed 29 people last year. Trump would have you believe it's thousands. Trump also blames them for the economy. Same thing with Jewish people. Trump also has used quotes directly from Hitler. He says that they're vermin and that they're poisoning the blood of the country. Those are two direct quotes. He's also done all. He's also demonizing all of the minorities. So Hitler's plan, they first went after the gay people and the LGBTQ community and burned down all of the research that went alongside that. That's what Trump is doing. He is basically putting people in concentration camps in fucking Alligator Alcatraz or in Seacot, just based on their looks, based on tattoos, and says that they're terrorists based on their gang affiliation, just basically strictly based on their tattoos.
Usually, if the federal government says someone is likely a terrorist, I usually
Okay, as long as it's somebody, if it's a private citizen lying, it's good. But if the federal government says it, and then a whistleblower from the federal government comes out and says they have no reason to believe that Venezuela has any connection to MS-13 here domestically, and that guy gets fired, then you have a reason to believe not to believe the federal government, right?
I mean, I know they got good intel.
Yeah, they also could just choose to not look at the intel and lie for political theater.
I mean, is that what you think they're doing?
Yeah.
Do you have
Yes.
proof of that?
Well, yeah. So, like in the case of Abrigo Garcia, when they accidentally shipped him to CCOT, they said that we made an administrative mistake. And instead of fixing it, what they did was they did a smear campaign on Abrigo Garcia, meaning they weren't really concerned with doing the right thing or what was right or the best for everybody. They cared about maintaining an image, maybe stoking the flames of hate towards migrants, and saying things that we want criminals here, when that's not the case. We want people to have due process. So we can easily see their motives for most of this stuff is political theater. They want the public to think a certain way.
So, do you think this would have happened if all these people weren't already here from the last administration?
Abrego Garcia has been here for like 15 years, but 11.7 million of those people were here from his administration, and we're at 13 million now. So yes, I don't think that you get to start not following the law just because you made political promises and made everybody upset about something that didn't happen.
Okay. Do you think there is a reason Trump won the election?
Yeah, he won for the same reason that like Hitler won. He just used fascist rhetoric, divisive rhetoric, made fake promises, said that tariffs were paid by foreign countries. Lots of lies. Lots of lies. You guys don't care about those.
Seems like he also appealed to a lot of people's pains and issues that people did have, which I think Hitler also did, because if it's my understanding, it was World War I. Hitler was, after World War I, Germany was like down bad, and they pretty much just kept stomping on him, and they didn't really feel.
Are you
like
saying Hitler is justified?
I'm not saying he's justified. I'm saying that this usually seems to happen.
Yeah, so we can see a pattern. So you acknowledge that this is just like that. That when we had COVID come through and Trump was able to pin all of the problems and pain points of COVID on Biden, yet no one has been able to articulate how Biden ruined the economy or caused inflation. None of those things, or has opened the border. None of those things can be articulated by your side. You just have to point to the facts Trump keeps giving you, the brainwashing, like the charts that he shows you that just show encounters, don't show how many people Trump or Biden expelled from the country at the border, or that Biden had record deportations month over month. Trump has like 37,000 per month right now, and Biden's been at 57,000 month by month. Biden is effectively far better at this and didn't do political theater. Trump wants you to see him doing all of these mean things for that purpose.
You're putting the stats in a way that, like, whenever you say he deported a record amount of people, that's just because he had a record amount of people at the border to deport.
Yep.
Look at how many people.
So the border
he's
wasn't
deported
open?
from within the country.
So the border wasn't open?
How many people did Biden deport from within the country versus
Plenty.
Trump right now?
I just gave you those numbers, 57,000 to 37,000. You're talking about external deportations, people being expelled.
I'm talking about people who came to the border and then they got turned away.
Yeah, those are called external expels, and Biden had a far higher rate of expelling people than Trump. Biden's rate was 50%, Trump's was 47.
50% of what? What was the actual number?
Like the 12 or 15 million people that came to the border.
And how many has Trump had in the last 6 months?
So Trump, because he's on a world stage being stochastic terrorist and sending people to prison for the rest of their lives, and doing all sorts of things, trying to ship people to Uganda. Yeah, nobody wants to come. Even legal migration is down. Even tourism is down. We don't want to be that country.
So maybe we don't really need to change anything. We just change the messaging.
Yeah,
Maybe
we could
if
just not have
people
Trump and just stop having y'all go crazy over things that aren't problems. And we can just have people migrate here because we're in population decline and we need people to work jobs. It's great. They add to our economy. They're supposed to add $1.7 trillion to our economy every year for the next 10 years. Now Trump wants them gone, so they don't do that. So yeah, we could just change the messaging and say migrants are great. Give them all an amnesty. We would all be better off. It'd be far cheaper.
Give them all amnesty?
Hmm?
Would you also allow them to vote?
No.
Would you endorse voting ID laws?
We already have plenty. So voting ID laws are nothing but fear mongering from the right. There's no data that shows that states without ID laws have fraudulent votes more than others. What it does show is that more people who are marginalized, more specifically people of color, end up not voting because that's the majority of the people who can't afford to get an ID or just so happen to might not have an ID at a certain point of time. That's what Republicans wish and pray for. They want lower voting turnout because they win elections that way. That is literally the truth. The less people vote, the more likely Republicans win.
Yeah, wasn't that Trump gained so many more votes? It was that all the people that voted for Biden in 2020 didn't come back because they didn't feel like he was actually doing anything.
Well, because Trump has done everything confusing as like, for instance, when the hurricanes came through and wrecked the southeastern states of the United States, Trump went around going, "Oh, look at Biden! He only wants to give you $750. What a tragedy!" He went around saying that the governor of Georgia couldn't even contact Biden at one point in time when Biden had already contacted him like the night before. Biden had he had FEMA on the ground the night before on most of these states, and Trump went in and he did his very best to politicize all of this. And now Trump is in office and he's denying multiple states. He has already been caught doing this and called out. He's denied multiple states FEMA relief. And he's saying he's also just going to straight up do away with all FEMA relief. And you guys, at that moment in time before the election, you guys wanted nothing more than more FEMA relief. You were crying and kicking and screaming about how everybody is being mistreated by Biden, and now Trump is taking all of it away, and you're going to tell me that's the best thing for it. This is why I call bullshit. None of y'all really care about what you voted for. You just like Trump.
I just like, I mean, you're still generalizing me. Like, it's, I think I saw something, we have like more diversity of thought on the right than people on the left do.
Yeah, I saw that too, and then I saw a breakdown of it, and what they did doesn't exactly illustrate the true diversity of thought on the left, right? We are progressives, so you see people out here living different, all walks of life, right? People who are gay, who are lesbian, or trans, all these different types of things, different nationalities, different religions. Those are the people that you find on the left. And then you got all these Christians, these white Christians on the right who love guns and hate abortion. And that's just about it. You guys hate diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you're going to sit here and tell me that you guys are the champions of free thought?
Well, I think a lot of the DEI policies were also not.
Tell me one DEI policy you don't agree with that caused problems.
It was people lowering standards for certain.
Can you tell me one company and one example?
I think it was mostly a big thing for colleges.
So what you're talking about is affirmative action that's already done away with?
Yeah,
and Trump's still campaigning on DEI?
I don't know, what even is a DEI policy?
So he's gotten you to hate a thing that you don't like? And you don't know what it is?
It doesn't sound beneficial to me.
Yeah, so you don't know what it is, but you hate it? That sounds legit.
It's not that I hate it. I'm just against it.
You're against it, and you don't know what it is.
Well, I don't. Can you like tell me a policy?
Yeah. So one DEI policy would be, I'm hiring an engineer, and instead of searching internally for my best friend or my son and hiring them, I would post the ad in the newspaper for a week. I would post it in all different types of ways so that more people could apply for it. That's what DEI is. It widens the door. It doesn't make the standard lower. And that's where Trump has kind of made this a disgusting thing to y'all. He's just kind of made it seem like we're out here and that merit doesn't count for anything, and that's not the case.
I heard something like DEI can be good, but all the way the companies are implementing it didn't actually perform like the purpose it was intended to.
There's a good article on Forbes that says that, and there's multiple studies from multiple universities and Forbes itself as well that say that companies benefit from DEI, that they have more productivity, more profits at the end of the day with DEI programs instilled, and there's no reason to go back on them. It is just a boogeyman Trump is giving you.
Is there anything in them about like quotas? Like for example, you have to hire 20% of one race. Or
DEI is an idea. There's no such thing as like a broad program that all people have to follow for DEI. DEI is just an idea. We champion the idea of a diversity, equity, and inclusion. If private companies want to be able to do this, they should be able to do this. There's multiple countries. Trump sent out letters to the rest of the world saying that they should stop doing DEI, and every one of them said, go fuck yourself. Trump is just trying to culturally change us. He's trying to force culture down our throat, just like y'all are claiming we do. Y'all do it with actual law and legislation. You're forcing Bible in schools. You're forcing kids to not be able to receive medicine that they need. You guys are doing all of this stuff that you're saying we're doing. None of us have ever tried to legislate this woke shit into your lives.
So does DEI doesn't have any quotas or anything that has to do with race? Because I don't think race or anything, race, gender, anything shouldn't have any effect on getting a job.
Let me ask you something. If you're a giant Fortune 500 company and it just so happens that you've hired 99% white males and you're owned by public stocks, should you be forced to maybe implement something to make sure you're not being racist?
I think probably.
If you're a bank and you just don't like black people, and you also you have this vision of building a neighborhood and you don't want black people there, so you don't want to give mortgages to black people.
Yeah, that's racist. if the only reason is because they're black. I do agree the only DEI I think I would agree with is economic based, where you should only be giving more access to people with lower economic bases.
Do you agree that we've had a history of like 300 something years of maybe mistreating certain minority groups, maybe even just ones that looked a certain way with melanin in their skin? Do you think we did something like that, maybe like with slavery?
Yeah, like 1% of the population.
One?
Or what percent of the population owned slaves?
Dog, I'm not talking about who owned them. I'm talking about the victims themselves. They were victims, right?
Yeah, of slavery.
And half of the country fought to keep them as victims?
Yeah, the Democrats.
The conservative, religious Democrats?
Yeah, well, I'm from Ohio, and then Ohio fought for the North, so my ancestors aren't part of that.
Yeah, I'm from Texas, and my ancestors have always been conservative. Whether they went by Dixiecrat or Republican, they were conservative, religious people that loved their slaves, and they fought to defend slavery with the Bible. I don't care if you don't believe in the party switch, but my ideologies would never lead to slavery. I think yours would, though.
My ideologies from Ohio, we fought for the North in the Civil War.
You don't get to. Are you conservative? I don't get to claim. I don't get to claim victory for things that people did because they share, like, because of my geographic location. I don't get to do that.
You can't say I owned slaves or that my ancestors owned slaves when they didn't.
I didn't say that. I said that your thinking is what led to slavery. Your political party's thinking, the way y'all champion civil rights today, the way y'all are going against these things. It's very easy to point to y'all as the party who hate diversity, equity, inclusion. You hate civil rights. You guys don't want equal rights for women. Literally 90% of black males vote for Democrats. They're not confused about history. They know the history.
Except in this election, the black males had a swing towards the right.
Still not a majority. We still held a majority.
We still held the majority, but it was starting to slip.
Yeah, well, I think that's hyper masculinity may have got a hold of some of demographics. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason or way you could articulate why they would do that, though. I've talked to Black MAGA. A lot of them don't have much to say.
I think a lot of it was just they were tired of women telling them what to do.
92% voted for Kamala. Yeah. I don't think any of them can be confused about history, bro. I don't think any of them just recently awoke to the truth of history either in the recent years. If that's what you're alluding to with the swing of voters. I think all of us are very clear on the left of what ideologies led to those harmful things, and it's not ours.
There was a big swing with the Hispanics too, which is kind of interesting.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think. I think there's one more thing. Oh yeah, about the news. Like, seeing what was it, ABC or something? They tried to paint Kamala in a good light, like the 2-month, 4-month election campaign of Kamala, and how everyone just kind of looked for her.
So, literally, this is just BS, bro. Trump is an absolute buffoon all the time on camera, and Fox chooses its favorite clips of Trump and puts him up there all the time. No one sues Fox. The reason they folded to Trump, or anybody folded to Trump, was because Trump is now president and he controls the FCC, and if he so chooses, he could just harass you and make sure that you have a hard time existing as a business. Sue, thank you so much for the $40. Kick the racist who hates women. Much love, Sue. Thank you. Guys, it's getting late. I am going to call it tonight. I love y'all. Guys, we're going to do movie night. Be sure to join my Discord. Have a good debate. Thank you, Evan. What movie? I don't know yet. We'll figure it out, though. If you guys haven't joined my Discord, it's right here. It's on my page. Click on my link tree, and then click join Discord server. And our Discord movie night is in the movie voice channel. If you guys need more help, DM me or DM one of my mods. Guys, I love you. I love you. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Smoochies. And don't forget to follow. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.